The bowl of cereal and spoon in hand, our heroes spread knowledge all across the land, making sure through the night that their opinions shine clear and bright. A team not to be feared, to behold, the riches found in four-color gold. The Toy Master Lee, Coin-Operated Chris, the Silver Fox, Strike Master Ellis, and Kyle. They are Saturday Morning Comics.
God damn it.
Welcome to episode 131 of Saturday Morning Comics, recorded at One Up Collectibles in West Reading, PA. I'm Coin-Operated Chris.
I'm Detective Macaroni.
Strike Master Ellis.
Lee. The Toy Master's not here. The Silver Fox.
But
not here.
the rest of us are back.
We're
I'm back.
baby.
The only,
Back,
the
bitches.
only reason I'm back is one, because you pitched this idea, and two, I have a lot of work to do,
Yeah.
but I can't type right now.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Would you like
I
to-
can't work. I can't type.
What do you have on your hand there,
He
bud?
had.
I have a splint.
You see, what happened was.
I'd like
he's-
for you to
he's
tell me how
betting-
that happened.
He's
Yeah, what
betting
happened?
on
Yeah,
the
tell
Orioles,
him.
and they keep losing.
Yeah.
So
He's out of money.
That's
the
his
mafioso.
The Magia.
They needed
the
to-
Magia.
That is a much better story than what actually happened. I'm gonna go with that.
You got
That
drunk.
is so
Did you get
much-
drunk and fell off an inner tube?
I didn't get drunk. That's the
The
fucked
real
up thing.
story
I'm
was-
sober.
That's
a
right.
bad cranking incident.
You just fell off. You just fell off an inner
Faulty
tube.
cranking.
No, I didn't fall off an inner tube. Forget it. I'm gonna go with that because it was really dumb how this happened.
You were plotting to murder your wife.
I was planning on murdering my friend, and she fought back like a champ. Aaron, you did a good job.
See, now you said her name too.
That's okay. It's all right.
Girl power.
She doesn't listen to this. She doesn't listen. She listens to my bullshit all day. Why would she listen to a podcast with me on it?
That's very true. My wife doesn't.
Yeah, right. She hears our shit all the time. Like,
To be
Yeah,
honest,
my
barely
wife
anybody listens to this.
I've asked her.
I don't even listen to this.
I asked her once. I was like, "Oh, did you listen to the last episode?" And she goes, "No. Why? I have to listen to you when I get home. Why would I listen to you in the car when you're not there?" I'm like, it's a fair point.
I don't even ask anymore. Because
Yeah.
she's not listening.
She'll say, "Oh, I love your voice. Why don't you turn it on?" I turn it on. 3 minutes later, she's literally sleeping.
Yeah.
She loves your voice because it
Yeah.
soothes her to sleep.
You have a
Exactly.
soothing voice. So yeah, I'm here for because I just can't work right now.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
So we had this idea.
Mm.
We always have the question. Why don't we each just pitch each other a question and screw current comics?
Yeah,
We'll be back with comics.
yeah. Let's have a fun episode.
Week to week comics, but we sort of spitball, see what pick each other's brains.
Now Kyle had a good point. We should also specify these should be questions that relate to comics.
Yes,
Not just
somewhat
not
related,
just
yeah,
things
yeah.
we're curious
Yes.
about. Random thoughts. Although that would be
Can
fun.
dogs look up?
Yeah. How much would a woodchuck chuck?
Or
If a woodchuck, in fact, chucked wood. If you have any answers to that, please feel free to write in to One of Collectibles. I prefer a postcard.
At
Does even God
gmail.com.
get morning wood?
How do you think the redwoods were
Have
created?
you ever thought about committing? Have you ever thought about committing premeditated murder?
Yeah, when she won't paddle.
it's like vaccines. Yay or nay?
Yeah, yeah. When am I going to be happy again?
Fascism. Is it really so bad?
Yeah. Hitler. Was he that bad?
I don't know if
What
Lee
about all the
listens.
good things Hitler did?
I don't know if Lee listens, but I was not. I don't know if anyone saw on Facebook. I was not prepared for Lee's response to my questioning.
Yeah.
Of him wanting to play as Hitler. I don't know why. It wasn't really that. Lee on Facebook. Someone modded a game where Lee could play as Hitler.
Civilization.
Yes.
Yes.
And I commented that that's kind of weird that you'd want to play as Hitler. And
But why?
But
You
he acted like
basically-
I was odd for asking that question.
Yeah, right.
Why wouldn't you want to kill millions of people?
I mean, he did build an empire, so I mean, technically.
I guess.
I mean, if you could play as like Napoleon and stuff like that, where they, I mean, granted, Hitler was horrible.
I think
but
there's a reason that
Oh,
they don't
really?
like it.
That was really easy. Hold on.
But
That
it's
was
not
really
like
brave
Napoleon
of
was
you
that
not to
much
let me
better.
say
Hey,
that.
Yeah.
Newsflash.
snappy dressers.
Yeah.
Oh, they were snappy. Yeah.
They knew how to put on a
Snapped
coat.
right to attention.
They did. Yes, they did. Yeah. Someone online posted one of those things, and I love these. It's like a 5-word sentence that's bad on a first date, and I couldn't help myself. I was like, Hitler, not that bad a guy. You know what I mean? Like, those are the only things I respond to on
That's
Facebook.
6 words.
Is it? It doesn't matter.
Well, not if you take out Hitler.
Hitler, was he that bad? That's 5.
Oh, yeah, it's 6. Okay, well, they asked me to make a joke, not math. All right.
They asked you to do it in 5 words.
Yeah. I'm a piscology major, all right? I'm not a math major.
So when he goes to the store,
Yeah.
you're the guy that does 12 items in the 10 or less.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's why a lot of them change it to 12 items or less, I think.
And then he does 15 then.
Yeah. I bring a whole
Always.
cart.
He's got like 2 carts, like left and right.
Yeah.
Tied
And then I wait for a line to form behind me, and I turn around and say, "Everyone, buckle up! I'm going to ask someone to price check all of these."
I've
Hold
got
on.
I've
Can
got
you break
coupons.
100?
It's all just.
I've got coupons for all of this.
Yeah.
Double.
Yeah.
You guys do double coupons?
Yeah, right.
He just throws the newspaper on the counter. You do it.
That's kind of, I feel that way though when you go to a dentist and they're like, they tell you how to take care of your teeth in between. You're like, what? I'm supposed to be your job at my house for free? I think not. You're like, well, no. No, I'll be back in 6 months with a disaster of a mouth, and you just get on working. Have any of you guys ever had a male hygienist?
Yes.
Dental hygienist? What's that like? I've never had one. I was thinking about it the other day. I've never had a.
Probably no different.
No,
Yeah, probably.
I've had a male hygienist at the dentist office I go to now for a couple of years.
I've never. I don't know. I don't have an issue with it. I just was like thinking about it because I was thinking about.
You know what it's
I
like?
haven't
It's
gone
the
to
same as
dentist in
having a
5
female
years.
hygienist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just.
I feel like
they
no,
build
but I feel
different
like it
voice.
would hurt. It would be like because they have bigger hands, so like it would be like.
But have you ever had a male dentist?
Yes,
But if they've ever had to do work on your teeth, they're in there too.
that's true. I guess I don't know. I was just thinking about this on my way to work. I'm like, I've never had a male
It's
dental
weird.
hygienist.
It's not like they're making the hair in their chest like brush up against your cheek. Like, oh, sorry.
Well, the women sometimes you get that inadvertent boob brush, which sounds great until they're like, oh, you're 60. You know, you're like,
Well,
yeah.
It's weird. I've had the same dentist
Yeah.
since I went to the dentist because he was my father's college roommate,
Okay.
and I've had the same dental hygienist for I'd say probably 20 years.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't even know what it would be like to have someone else's. They're the only 2 people that have ever had their
Hands.
fingers in my mouth.
Yeah, right. That's a weird thing. Yeah, it's weird.
That's very intimate.
It is kind of, in a weird way. I hadn't been to the dentist in like 5 years, and I could tell the dentist was bummed out that there wasn't more wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
'cause when
he
I
came
hear
back,
that-
I'm like, all right, what's the damage? He goes, basically nothing. Like you're fine. Like he wanted me.
He
to
was
be
like,
yeah.
cha-ching
Yeah,
when he
He's
heard
like,
you said
nah,
5
I
years.
mean, you're fine. And he was just so disappointed by
Hey,
it.
but that's
It's
when you
just
know
your
he's
co-pay,
honest. If
nothing
after
else.
5 years he
Yeah,
doesn't try
right.
to upsell you.
He upsell me.
A better interior.
Yeah.
A plush interior.
I do remember going to him because we had switched dentists, and they always have you fill like that little questionnaire. You know what I mean? And he had me redo it because he came into the room and he said, he goes, I've never laughed so hard at a questionnaire, but had less information to work with. Because, like, one of the questions was like, "Why? What do you like the least about your smile?" And my answer was, "Children run screaming from it." Like, it was all just answers like that. And so he's like, "We actually need you to answer these questions."
So basically, it was this podcast on
Yeah,
on that form.
pretty much. Yeah, and he's like, "It was funny, but we need you to actually answer the questions."
Well, next time you go in, you can be like, hey,
like-
now I got this podcast. If you don't like
Yeah, right.
See,
You can wanna hear me.
I used to have a therapist because I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And,
we sniffed
you
it
know,
out.
Yeah, but you try to throw a joke or 2 in there. No, they don't do that.
No.
You can't give your routine to them.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Hey, I
But
know
it's
we
like,
have
I'm
an hour,
paying-
but I
I'm
do have
paying
a
you.
5 minutes I've been
I'm
working on.
paying,
Exactly.
I'm paying you. This is a lot easier than going to the local Chuckle Hut and trying to
True.
get my 5
Yeah,
minutes.
it's true. I'm paying you. You better fucking laugh at it. I do have clients joke with. I don't mind. I'll do it in my office, but it's mainly because we'll just laugh at the insanity. But if you just go to like a regular therapist, they are the most humorless bunch of people ever. And I think it's because they're so jaded.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably heard everything.
I wonder if they have to fight it though sometimes. Maybe it's just part of their job too. Is it probably not?
Probably. I mean, I don't. I don't fight it. I mean,
Oh, yeah, I mean, because what if you get caught laughing at someone and they didn't mean to make it funny.
That's
no,
true.
I did. Okay, that did get me in trouble once. I had a guy call me to cancel a session because I said, well, "What's up, man? Where are you going? Why aren't you coming in?" And he said, "I have to go to the hospital." And this guy has a history of paranoia. And I said, "Why do you have to go to the hospital?" He goes, "I think someone broke into my house and poisoned the sauce I use in my spaghetti. I think someone poisoned me." And that's exactly what happened. I went, you know what I mean? Like, I gave it a laugh because that's insane.
Yeah.
This is, you know what I mean? This guy has no enemies. He goes, "Why do you think that's funny?" I'm like, "I don't. I'm sorry. I just that
You know
was
what?
not what I was expecting."
You
to
should
do."
have been like, well, you
a
know
week
what?
later,
Yeah.
when we read the obit,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but he. I
it was
laughed.
the same mafioso
I laughed
that
and he
broke
got
his
mad.
finger.
He got mad.
Maggia. We don't want them coming for it.
He was mad, and I'm like, "I'm sorry. I covered it real quick. I'm like, I know you race. I figured it was like a racing injury. I just wasn't ready for you to say I've been poisoned
Yeah.
by someone." And it was an odd thing. Of course he wasn't.
Yeah, because I don't want to. We probably shouldn't.
No. Let's talk about my clients. let's get into it. I don't think any of them listen to this.
No, I'm not saying they. No, that is not what I meant. Just I was going to say, kind of make a joke, and probably should make a joke about the guy. That obviously has a lot of problems.
He's doing all right now.
He had problems.
He had problems.
And he's doing better. It's
Yes,
a
he is.
success story. That's
Yeah,
why you're
he's
bringing
a
it
success
up.
What's his
story.
social?
Huh? Yeah, right. Do you know what's really messed up is I deal
Credit
with
score?
I have to deal with social security numbers all the time to the point where I got to a point where I was on site and they asked me for mine and I blanked. I'm like, oh fuck, I don't remember. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Oh my god! I mean, I see.
you see so many of
200
them.
a day.
Yeah, you see so many of them. You kind of blank on your own after a while.
Yeah.
This is a really good podcast.
All right,
You
do you
know
want
what?
to start with the news or questions? What do you
Let's
wanna
do news
Let's do-
first,
yeah,
and then
news
we'll
out
end
of the
with the
way.
questions.
Okay, yeah.
I have two
Oh,
small
we have-
items. Why don't you start
And we have
us off with the
Sportsman
good
as
stuff?
well.
I don't know. My first one's pretty small, and I don't think anyone's going to care, so I'm going to say it.
Mm.
From Bleeding Cool, guys. IDW, get ready for this. This is groundbreaking.
Oh,
IDW is switching from Diamond to Random House for their bookstore distribution.
I forgot
Ooh.
that the Random House is a thing.
Yeah, I kind of did too. What it really means is that, I guess, like, if you have a bookstore, you don't have to get a Diamond account to sell IDW graphic novels now. You can just get it through. You probably already have a Random House account to order your books.
Mm-hmm.
But you might not have a diamond account.
Right, so it increases their availability to.
Especially if maybe you're like.
That's good for a publisher like that.
If you're still I guess they're still out there. Independent bookstore.
Yeah,
You might not
I was
have a
just
diamond
at
account.
one the other weekend. Green Apple Books, San Francisco, best
Yeah.
bookstore around.
Yeah. Whereas
Over
like
San Francisco.
Yeah,
that was like Barnes and Noble.
That's a
has
good plug.
diamond account, I
it is.
think.
Go there
But-
now. It's still when we're recording this. It's still open, although it doesn't air as we record. Yeah, so Dark Horse did the same thing in 2013, and apparently the only independent companies that Diamond has the book distribution now is, I think they said was Image now
Yeah.
after this.
Oh.
So once they lose that, I don't know.
And that's really the monster of the independent market too. Is ever since Marvel got bought by Disney, because everyone forgets that Marvel technically was an independent comic
Yeah.
until they were bought by Disney. I like independent books. Yeah, Marvel's an independent book.
Well,
They had to do their distribution through DC in the old
Yep.
days.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
I just read a thing where the book market, the direct book market, the book market itself,
Yeah.
struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all.
Amazon's killing it, slowly, and you know what is not dying as quickly? The direct comic book sales market.
Surprisingly, because
Yeah.
like
Actually,
But the
it's
way
seen
books
an
get canceled and
increase
stuff.
in sales.
That's fantastic.
I mean, well, it's just there's so many more books than there used to be too.
that's
And
There's probably double from 7 years ago.
Oh, minimum. And
Books
they're,
out there.
they're making great books about topics that have nothing to do with superheroes. So I always tell people that don't read comics, I'm like, if you tell me what you're into, I guarantee you I can find a book about it.
I
Guarantee it.
It's true.
Well, I mean, I know, Kyle, you do like the roller derby and all that. Just in the previous this month, there's a book coming out about roller derby.
I saw that.
Slam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome.
If you like wrestling,
see.
they're making WWE comics again.
Oh yeah.
Going through,
Well, what the comic
I've
is,
seen-
then
I-
that's not a good
I saw that
representation
on
of what
TV where they
roller
had,
derby
like,
is.
storylines and the
Yeah,
women were
and
like,
like-
yeah,
Yeah, like
they made
people
it
were
like wrestling.
It turns
clotheslining
out- I
each
think
other,
there might
and
have
like
been,
that's not roller derby.
They might have been like actors, I think, and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
it was
Yeah.
all
Well,
made up.
They wrestled. They made it into wrestling. Essentially.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fun.
Well, I mean, and the thing you run into as well too. Like I was a big fan of The Violent that Image put out. That just turned into a 5-issue miniseries because people
And they
weren't
just
reading
couldn't
it.
afford it.
They just couldn't
They
afford
couldn't
it.
afford to keep it.
And also, I think the reason that book didn't sell that well is it was maybe
Violent?
violent. It was bleak. The way that book ends, like there's no happy ending in that book. And I liked it because it was a more accurate portrayal of what really could go bad. And I've seen stories like that. But yeah, if you're looking for like, I'm gonna sit down and just unwind and read the violent, you gotta end up in a bathtub with a razor.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's a rough book.
Speaking of bleak,
Yeah.
a book that I may or may not get to, Negative Space. If you look on the wall back there, the last issue,
Yeah, it's been there forever.
it might be a little bleak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's basically a cover of a guy blowing his head off.
Yeah.
So
It's surprising that's out on the show.
That's been there. I can't remember a time that wasn't there.
That's true.
That cover's been there forever.
I mean, I got this book like maybe 2 months ago. So you figure that's probably several months prior. So yeah.
I didn't realize how graphic that cover was until you pointed it out.
Yeah. Right.
It's a guy literally blowing his head off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we talked about roller derby, and she kind of looks like new costumes roller derby. Margot, is it Margot Robbie?
Yeah, Robbie.
Robbie.
She has reportedly signed with Warner Brothers for a Harley Quinn solo film, which she will also executive produce. So they're expanding their movie franchise.
I'm sure that's going to tie into the end of Suicide Squad.
That'll make some dollars.
They're actually saying it's going to be potentially a Birds of Prey movie.
Oh,
Really?
It's going to have be her and then involve the Birds of Prey.
That's cool.
They're like going after her. Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that confuses me a little bit because at the end they obviously left it.
Yeah, well,
spoilers for
they
Suicide Squad.
they're-
But Batman's going to have Deathstroke in it.
The other thing is there was also talks of an R-rated Suicide Squad sequel. So that storyline would be Suicide Squad. Harley would have her own storyline and something else.
I thought for sure that was going to be the Batman solo.
With the way, again, spoilers that she got.
Yeah, and then he
saved.
says we're going home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That
then
makes
so
sense.
if it's
Which-
not going to be
and
a Harley Quinn movie and it's not going to be in the Batman
When,
movie.
man?
Yeah, when?
Then it would be the Suicide Squad
Alright.
sequel, which would make sense to have a sequel to Suicide Squad.
Did we ever
Would
give
it?
our general thoughts about it? Not getting into
I don't think
details.
so.
No, not to get off, but just what you thought of the movie. Just if you liked it or didn't. Eric.
It was fun. Not a good movie, but it was a fun movie.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I only had one issue with Harley,
Yeah.
and that was the fact that she couldn't keep an accent.
Keep the accent, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you talked about that on Hot
Yeah,
Hero. Sorry.
it was either
Mr. J.
well, no, it's either have the accent or don't have the accent,
Yeah,
but
don't
like
mix it.
In and out.
don't have it come in and out.
Did you see it?
I did not see it.
Okay.
No, I'm waiting for Netflix. I wait for Netflix now for the DC movies. I just, until maybe Wonder Woman might stir me out. That was a good trailer.
As far as a movie goes, it's like its pacing was bad.
Its plot was bad.
Its plot was bad. Its subplot was
Maybe
okay.
Fred Cox.
Its CGI was
Eh.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem I had was the pacing. It
I
was
heard
very
some of the
choppy.
acting was good though.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Will
no, the
Smith
acting
was great.
awesome.
Will Smith was great. I think Jared Leto for the Joker they wanted him to portray did a fine job. I don't think we got enough of him to really get a taste of him. I liked him. I've heard that thing. Well, you know what? There's no representation like that in the comics. Yeah, motherfucker. Neither with Heath Ledger's. You had never seen that look ever in the comics. It was never you know what I mean. So I'm sorry, that doesn't really matter to me. But
After
overall,
the fact, in New 52, they had
After?
I think they had an annual where
Yeah.
he was like
Yeah,
that
but-
was one of his where he was going
was
through
after
all
the
his fake
movie.
origins. Yeah,
yeah, it was after the movie.
Yeah,
But I've heard that
yeah.
complaint like, oh, the Joker was never like that in the comics. Yeah, well, you loved Heath Ledger. He was never like that either.
He never wore makeup.
No.
Shit.
I
Never.
mean, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
I don't care that much about that stuff.
No.
Unless it fundamentally changes the character, like the essence of the character.
I don't
You
think
know?
they changed the essence of the Joker. I don't.
I've seen some things, but like you don't know what his true motives are. It's the whole like that he actually
Which
loves
is-
Harley is a little like because he never really expressed that. But I don't.
Is that
I
what
read
happened
it-
in the movie? Like
I read it as
not that I
he saw
avoided
Harley as his
spoilers,
property.
but
right?
Yeah, and
That's
that's
not
more.
that
But my complaint with that was no matter what story Harley story or Joker story I've read, he has never and would never go to that extent
No.
to get her back.
No.
Unless again, there's some ulterior. motive.
Unless it was like where like she was the bomb,
Right.
like that type of thing. But even then, he didn't even go to that length. He was like, wherever she is, that's where she is. Like
But-
Assault on Arkham,
Yeah.
when he went for the bomb,
Yeah.
he was going for the bomb. He wasn't going for her.
just spoil me. Did Poison Ivy show up in this? at
No.
all?
No.
Not at all.
Okay.
But what, like you said, you weren't sure of his intentions and all that.
Right.
That's very true of the character.
Yeah, you never. know
That's
what
very
he's-
true.
yeah.
You never really know what he's up to.
Him getting into like a death, like when the helicopter crashes. By the way,
Yeah.
there are a lot of helicopter crashes.
There
Yeah.
were. Helicopters are very unreliable in that movie.
In general sense, I find myself
Have you seen Fast and Furious 7?
Yes, because I love my girlfriend very, very much, and she loves these movies, so I love these movies.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, helicopters just be falling.
Oh, yeah.
just in general sense, I liked it more than I thought I was going
Me
to.
too.
I may have enjoyed it more than I did Superman Batman, to be honest with you.
I did. And I one of the other people from this shop actually asked me after the movie, because it got around the same critics rating, you know what I mean?
Right.
He asked me what I thought. I said, I loved it way more than I liked Batman vs. Superman. He goes, well, I had the same rating. I'm like, yeah, but they allowed me to have fun in this movie.
Right.
Whereas the Superman vs. Batman, no fun allowed.
Well, I
Zero
finally
fun.
saw
Probably what it
Batman
was.
vs. Superman, and I thought it was dreadful.
The what?
I finally saw Batman vs. Superman,
Yeah.
and I thought it was dreadful.
It was bad.
Did you watch the longer version or the regular?
Just
whichever was
the
on
regular
Netflix?
version.
It was so bad. People have told me, oh, but the long version is better. I'm like, it was so bad, I can't imagine that I'd ever want to see more of it. You know what I mean? Like,
It's like
no.
I got it on Blu-ray because everyone's like, oh, you got to get the extended version, and you know what? It's still sitting there. I have yet to actually watch
The
it.
same plot holes are the same plot holes for me.
I don't
There's
know
things
what
that
Lex they were even trying to show.
Alexander Luthor.
Like,
For what? What are you talking about? Which part of the movie now are you?
just in
focused
general, Lex, like,
It was
just
supposed to be
where
Alexander.
he's
Yeah.
insane.
It's
Yeah.
Alexander Luthor.
It's not supposed to be Lex Luthor. It's supposed to be his
Which
kid.
They didn't really make that clear.
Here's
except
a
for
question
one
though.
couple
There are two
lines.
things with that argument that I don't understand. One is that Alexander Shorten is just Lex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So when you say
that's the
that, that
argument I
means
made
that-
with Phil the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
Phil, it's Lex.
It's Lex.
Second, Alexander Luthor, if that's the thing to you, or are they saying he's from like another Earth, or that he's just a son? So then it doesn't mean anything like at all. I don't know why that he was portrayed that way. If that's
Yeah, it's like you don't know that thing is a mother box. Like you don't
No.
you don't know any of this stuff.
Well, speaking of the
Well,
Man of
what
I agree.
you liked Suicide Squad? You said?
I just want to go. I didn't want to go to specific. I
Yeah.
just said I liked it better than Superman.
Yeah, me too.
That's-
Me too.
So they're slowly improving the movies, basically.
Well, I like that Zack Snyder's fingerprints weren't on this one.
Actually, I wish Captain Boomerang
Is it
would have been
Goyer,
a little bit
right?
more.
Me
It
too.
seemed
Is
like
it
he wasn't
Goyer
there
on
for
this
any
one?
reason.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted them to expend a katana.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was cool.
There was a lot of characters in there. They were just there.
To be fair, though,
went into the
I
whole
also will say... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
With as many characters as they introduced...
I'll go ahead.
They actually
Go.
didn't do a bad job of fleshing out the characters because of the amount that they had to introduce.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but they definitely focused on some way more than others.
Deadshot,
Like, for
yeah.
example,
Harley's
we knew
ass,
from
yeah.
the preview Slipknot was going to eat
Yeah.
shit. But
Yeah.
even
Guy
the
from
audience,
Joe Dirt's
you
getting
knew it
killed.
right away because they never even introduced that
Yeah,
guy.
they
Oh, really?
they gave
Yeah.
everybody like this little like introduction, except for Slipknot.
So you're like, okay, well, that guy
You,
might
you didn't even
Correction.
warrant an introduction.
Yeah,
You didn't
warn
warrant an introduction until you got out of the SUV.
And Slipknot, correct me if I'm wrong. Was that the guy from Joe Dirt that sells fireworks?
Yes, that
Yes.
was Adam Beach. That was Kickin' Wing.
Wow.
He changed his name to
Kicking ass.
Yeah.
Changed his
That's
name
awesome.
to Poof.
Just speaking of more DC, the Man of Steel 2 has been confirmed by Henry Cavill's agent. Apparently, I guess he let it slip that.
But he's dead.
Well, come on.
No, he's not.
That I was a little surprised by because I thought they had kind of abandoned that with Batman and Superman. So I guess they are going to do more just solo Superman movies.
I would love another Superman movie.
Yeah.
What Superman? Like, I don't know. He seems so neutered.
I feel like they don't know
Like-
how to write Superman in the movies.
Yeah.
They don't know how to write.
Well,
it.
it's
He's
like,
in-
you don't know how they don't know how to write them for a dark universe.
And that, well, I
Yeah.
think
Just don't
that
make him the
He's-
light in
he's
your
the
dark
bright
knight.
spot.
Exactly,
Thank you.
but
Yeah.
but
He's
Zack,
the
but that's
contrast.
against everything Zack Snyder wants to do.
And that's the essential problem with Superman Batman. It's dark against dark, not dark
right.
against light. Right?
You if you want to have a dark and gritty movie, and I've been saying this for a long time when it comes to that movie, you need some contrast to show the dark and gritty side. And what better opportunity than motherfucking Superman, the moral, upright character historically of the DC. I know he's not now, but of the DC universe. There's your contrast, man.
Don't get me wrong. I'm the guy that liked Watchmen in the film. I liked it.
Yeah.
And Zack Snyder did that.
Yes.
But Watchmen doesn't have to have the same thing mood as
Yeah.
Superman.
That
Like,
Watchmen was
it
built.
shouldn't actually.
Watchmen
That's a
was
different
built
story.
for that mood.
Yeah.
The whole book is that mood.
Maybe that's why he was good at it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he was good at it.
No, I
Apparently,
love
the
that
public
movie.
didn't.
I loved that. I love that.
I thought it was good.
Those were my only news things, Chris. You said you had some.
Yeah. Excuse me.
No.
One, it was a cool little thing I saw in on Twitter.
Okay.
Actually, you know Leslie Jones? She was in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
She's on Saturday Night
and Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
It's Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, and she
he's dead.
recently got.
Oh, that show.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, now you did that. Yeah.
Everyone
She got
knows now.
hacked.
I thought you meant on PBS, but yeah.
No, I
But
wasn't
yeah,
talking about
she got
Friday.
hacked and all that crap.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Because of assholes. But apparently she's starting to love comics for whatever reason. She's like almost 30 years old, and she just decided to start reading comics. She's now reading The Boys.
Love that book.
She just finished reading 100 Bullets.
She's picking wisely.
And she's and then she was also reading, I think it was like Civil War II or something, because she likes all the Marvel movies. She's live tweeting stuff. So like she live tweeted the Olympics or whatever the entire time, and then she decided to live tweet Ant-Man movie and I think the Captain America Civil War movie. And I just thought that was cool that a celebrity, and she's becoming pretty famous, is an out comics fan, and you just really don't see that, and I just thought that was cool. So, she seems pretty funny. I mean, she's kind of, I'd say on Saturday Night Live, she's one note. I haven't seen Ghostbusters, and I think Phil said it was okay. So if Phil said Ghostbusters was okay, it can't be that bad.
I think
Yeah,
in
Phil is-
Saturday Night Live she writes more than she's on
Yes,
screen. She
she
does a
does.
lot of
Is
the
it?
weekend
Yeah.
update, and that usually reflects that they write more, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. I know they just fired a bunch of people and all that. So
Yeah,
I don't
Taron
know.
Killam's not coming back. I was surprised by that.
Did they fire him or he quit? He leave?
I
don't
think
know.
they fired
The way
him.
He
actually.
tweeted.
Or they didn't renew his contract. Or
They,
something,
it's
one of
pretty
those
frequent
things.
that they do that. Yeah.
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 But he was a pretty big part of it.
He
Yeah,
was.
you
He
think
was.
they
He
would
was
keep
like
him
their. He was
Not
the
quite
go-to
Kate
male.
McKinnon, but yeah, he was.
He's the go-to male. Kate McKinnon's the go-to female. So without Taron Killam, they better start. I don't know who they're really going to start
Well, they
pushing.
got rid of what's his face too? The black guy that does Barack Obama. I can't
Jay
think of his
Farrell?
name. Jay Farrell.
Yeah,
They
they
got
got
rid
rid
of
of
Jay
Jay
Farrell
Farrell?
too. Yeah.
they
I
Now
love
who
Jay
the,
Farrell,
who the
man.
fuck do they have?
He did a perfect.
Well, they just hired
Chris Rock,
3 more
Denzel,
people.
all that. It's just
Yeah, but
so many good voices.
they don't have Seth Meyers Ghost. They have Colin Jost. It's
Colin
Colin
just
and
does
Michael
the
Che.
Weekend Update,
yeah,
yeah.
Colin just does Weekend Update. Michael Che barely does more than that.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Michael Shea.
I do
do
too.
too.
But at the same time, it's on that show, it's their Weekend
I'm
Update,
assuming
and
they're
that's
hiring
about
a bunch
it.
of people,
Michael
but,
Che
yeah.
writes a lot though too.
Who's the younger guy? Pete. What the
Holmes.
hell?
No,
No.
Pete Davidson.
Pete
He's
David,
pretty funny.
I like Pete
He
Davidson,
is
but
funny,
again,
man.
he reminds me of Jimmy Fallon, where he cracks up in a lot of his scenes.
Well,
Yeah.
you realize he's only 21 years old now?
Yeah.
He was hired when he was 19 or
Yeah.
something. It's ridiculous. But the only other thing I have is that Champions #1 has already gone to second print. I thought that was pretty interesting since it hasn't even come out yet,
Oh.
and so many people ordered it.
I was gonna
That's
say,
cool.
man,
I thought
That's the
very
Hodgepodge. That's the
surprising.
Hodgepodge book. They just took a bunch of.
Well, that's
originally that's what it was.
that's when
Hodgepodge?
Ms. Marvel
No, no,
quit.
Oh.
Ms. Marvel quit All New Avengers.
Oh
all
yeah.
new, all different Avengers, and
yeah.
starting her own own team with Nova, Young Cyclops, basically all the kids.
I think I skipped that one.
I think Moon Girl, is joining it.
And
no,
Devil
maybe-
Dinosaur.
yeah, no, not Moon Girl. But Viv from Vision.
Yeah.
So to me, that it's written by Mark Waid. So
Shit, I probably shouldn't have skipped
I'm
that.
gonna. It comes out next week.
Yeah.
That's why it's interesting that it's already going to second print.
That's so weird.
They already went to print and then they kept getting orders, I guess, so they had to go to second print already.
Go ahead.
That's a good sign for that kind of book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Led by
Throw-
Ms.
That
Marvel.
means they didn't
Throw
print
it
it
in
for whatever.
That's
if you
true,
don't get
yeah.
a copy, don't worry.
They
about
might have initially, it maybe didn't get a buzz or something, and then
Yeah.
it just came on.
People mock the first incarnation of that book. That's the one that has
For the-
Ghost Rider and Hercules and shit, like the old one.
Yeah.
That's a weird.
Yeah. But I guess the idea is that they didn't want to be Avengers. They want to kind of strike out on their own path.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think. So I think it's a good idea. I'm
Fucking
going to check it
kids.
out. But fucking children.
God damn it.
Comply. But
Conform.
Yeah.
yes, conform.
We need more sheeple.
Yes. But I just think it's cool that Ms. Marvel has become such a
Yeah.
big character
Yeah.
to the extent that she's leading a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, well, I don't know. Maybe that's part of the thing that maybe Cyclops, for example, will say but I've actually been a lead. I don't know. Maybe they'll do that in the first arc. I don't know. That's why I want to check it out.
Tensions.
Yeah.
I'm interested in it.
With sexy results.
Is she over 18 before you keep going with that?
Yeah.
No, I don't
think she is.
All right, maybe we knock that
I don't
off.
think Cyclops is. I don't think Cyclops is either.
Yeah, but we
so,
won't call him
equal
sexy.
opportunity.
Well,
Offender,
he is.
apparently.
He's
Yeah.
sexy.
Cyclops? What's your news?
I got
Slim,
a couple.
They call him Slim. Slim fitting.
They don't call me Slim. Joe Manganiello? I don't know how to say his name. It's okay.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's not mispronouncing my
The
name.
guy that was on True Blood, and
Yes.
he was in the the stripper movie.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Magic Mike.
Mike.
Lee's favorite
He is cast as Deathstroke for the upcoming Batman movie, and they have had some
so
footage.
young for that, isn't he?
No, he's graying in the beard there.
Is he?
champ.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And there have been some. There is like a little teaser footage of him just in the Deathstroke costume walking towards the screen. That costume looks great.
Yeah, they said it was just like a test shoot. I
Yeah.
guess they haven't started filming.
No, but it looks really good. Stan Lee, kind of tongue-in-cheek, offered to help DC in their cinematic universe by making cameos in their movie.
Oh wow!
Nice.
I don't think he actually meant it,
I don't
but it would
even
be
know.
really funny.
That'd be weird.
I think he's kind of curtailed his schedule period, right?
Yeah.
So we're kind of seeing the end.
Yeah,
here.
I think so.
Hey.
He's not going to as many conventions.
Well,
right?
I mean, keeping it, he's
93 years old.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
the fact that he's still making appearances is pretty freaking impressive.
Mhm.
I think they're guided.
You don't see Jack
appearances,
Kirby
though,
making appearances.
This is true.
Yeah, well.
Wow. Also, the Wolverine 3 villain is confirmed, Mr. Sinister. We all knew
Nice.
that was going to
Yeah.
go at the end of Wolverine, at the
Essex.
end of
Yeah.
the last X-Men movie. But I am looking
Apocalypse.
forward to Sinister and his appearance.
He's one of those villains I liked for like no real reason when I was younger. Like I saw him on the show. They did the episode.
I think he's always been
Yeah.
an underrated villain.
It's kind of annoying because he can't really die, but
Mhm.
the one of the more
Yeah,
recent
this is
ones.
a Wolverine movie.
yeah. One of the more recent ones where they basically made like
He's dead right now.
they made like an underground
know.
Sinister
It's in
land.
case.
That was really cool. It was in Uncanny X-Men
Mm.
run. I really liked that where they made that. They almost made like a British Victorian utopia with all these Sinister clones.
Yeah.
Under I thought that was really cool.
I liked him in the Deadpool video game.
I think that might have been Kieran Gillen. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's
That
alright.
did that.
It's funny. The game is funny, but the gameplay is like real repetitive. That's all the news I had.
Well, we also have. Unless Kyle has none.
Did we talk about Alan Moore?
We didn't know. Sorry.
His
Go for it.
1,000-page book,
Or the fact that he said he believes he's good, he's done with comics.
All together, not just.
Oh, really?
Just done, like he's done.
So basically, that
Good.
means
Fuck him.
he's done with Avatar then, because
He has
they
some
were the
stuff
only
in
people
can,
that he
he
was
said that
doing
already
stuff for.
put, like, there'll still be his stuff coming out for like another year or two that he already wrote.
but he's not doing anything new.
So you're saying Brian, as he's listening to this, is just popping champagne,
Yeah.
even though he'll listen to this on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, and even though he's a lush, he
And-
did write
yeah.
one of the better books of all time. Oh wow, my copy. of
One,
Logan is
I think he's
jacked.
written
You know,
several.
both of those copies are a little beat, but
I mean, whatever happened to the Man of
For a
Tomorrow
while.
to me is one of the better Superman
It's all right.
stories. And
what's that? Which one?
whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow?
Okay, yeah, he did that. That's a great story. He also did the Superman annual for the Man Who Is Everything. Very good.
Yeah.
It's one where he gets the Black Mercy on his chest.
It's, I mean, he's a great writer. It's just, and well, how many, what the Miracle Man? Like,
Miracle Man, that's great. I finally got a chance to read that.
You must have reviewed 4 or 5 of those, and
Yeah, I
it's
just stopped
so
because I
good.
noticed, I don't know, my reviews were long and the interest, other people's interest in that book seemed to not be what mine was.
I enjoyed it, but yeah.
I enjoyed it. I just didn't
But I
like
mean,
you reviewing
Yeah,
he
it.
no,
really
you're
fucking-
an asshole.
We'll just say, top 10. He's really brought a lot to
Tom
comics,
Strong.
but yeah, Tom Strong is probably more well known than top 10, but yeah, but yeah, at a certain point, like, if all you're doing is Avatar stuff, and maybe you're just it's kind of self-indulgent, maybe just
And just bitching about everything else.
yeah, like why are people using these things or whatever? It's just then just move on. And he wrote a 1,000-page book about. I don't know yet. I'm probably not going to buy a 1,000-page book, but
Well, you brought up on the show before, he feels that superhero comics have kind of like already done what they needed to, and like we should move on from those essentially.
yes, and yeah, he thinks
Like what,
as adults we've grown up, so we should move away from superhero comics, and that's where Brian, I think, gets really upset.
at the same
and-
time, there are people that aren't grown-ups that still like. I know it's dwindling, but
Oh yeah.
whatever.
No, I don't disagree with you. It just he has his very strong opinions, and
Looks like Brian Johnson from
Yeah.
Comic Book Men.
he says them eloquently. It's just I don't necessarily agree.
I agree that you disagree with him. Any other news before we get a minute about things people do when they're athletic?
Nope.
All right.
All right, Sixers are unveiling new uniforms.
We gotta let him do the little song.
Sports.
Yeah, what about the Sixers?
They're unveiling new uniforms.
I'm sure they'll sell tens of them.
The Philadelphia Flyers unveiled their 50th anniversary jerseys, and they're ugly.
Ooh, nice.
Look, I love the Flyers. Their jerseys have been ugly for a long time.
You don't like the orange?
But now, take the jerseys now and trim them in gold.
I know. I saw.
Horrible.
No, I saw.
Several of the Flyers actually visited the Phillies during batting practice. They tried to take batting practice. It was interesting.
Anybody in here who has watched hockey, how long did it take for you to figure out that that's a flying P on their chest?
Not long at all.
No, I see. It took me forever. Yeah, did you not know that?
The Flyers logo, it's a P
It's a
with
P.
wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't fucking.
Yeah.
it took-
Yeah,
no, I mean I've known it.
But it
for-
was like 7 when it was on.
I didn't know
when it was
until
on the
like
pay
6
channel.
What did you
Yeah.
think it was?
I didn't know what the
When it
fuck
was on,
it
it was on
was.
Spectrum.
Yeah.
The only reason to have Spectrum in the Flyers games.
Yeah, we had Spectrum because of that.
Anyway,
Are you going to cover UFC?
of course I am.
Because I just feel like
Of course I am. No, I'm gonna shit all over it.
Mr.
Yeah.
Brooks.
Okay. So,
Mr.
for
Phil
those
Brooks.
of you who didn't get a chance to see an innocent man get his teeth kicked in,
Who are you talking
in
about?
2 minutes and 14
CM
seconds.
Punk.
It's not his fault.
Did he at
Oh,
least
it
come
is
out?
absolutely his fault.
2 minutes and
It's
14 seconds.
UFC's fault.
Did he come out to
No, he
cult of
wanted this.
personality?
Yes,
Well,
he did.
Yes, he
Okay,
did.
good.
Yes, he did.
He didn't want a prime time big thing. He wanted to start at the bottom, and UFC wanted to make money off it.
No, but here's the thing.
I don't know.
When you go to the
He
UFC,
took a big paycheck though.
yeah, he sure didn't have a problem cashing that paycheck. Which, by the way, the math works out to $3,600 a second for him. That's
Power
fine.
to him.
No, see, here's the thing. He said he wanted to start at the bottom, but he wanted to be in the UFC. And I'm sorry, you are not ready for the bottom of the UFC. He had no fight experience. This was a freak show. They could have put him against
Well, he's
any.
37 years old or something, right?
37.
There are regional circuits. That's where these fighters come from. He should have started. If he wants to start from the bottom, you start as an amateur in the regional circuits. What you did was buy your way into fulfilling a dream. And for people like me who take the sport seriously, shame on you for doing it, and shame on the UFC for allowing it to happen.
was
I
gonna
have,
say,
and
I
shame
don't
on
think
Ohio
shame on
for
him at
sanctioning
all.
it. Shame on him
But-
for absolutely thinking he could do this.
Maybe it's just because like he went through like the independence as a wrestler. He didn't want to like go do
Here's,
that kind
but
of
the
stuff.
thing is, shame on him.
You have
for
to
this-
pay your dues.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, he should
Because
know
this
that, I
young
guess,
kid,
though,
Mickey
from
Gall. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. you
unless,
do.
seems
like,
like it
if
is
you've
like-
got
What is the UFC about ultimately?
now, like a guy, like even
mean
you
he's a
have a guy
little-
like Kimbo Slice,
Yeah.
who, while maybe not in the mind, like in the lower level of your
regional
regional
circuits, yeah.
circuits, he had the internet following and he had fighting experience.
Yeah.
Whatever that fighting experience
Yeah.
may be, he had that fighting experience. Like Brock Lesnar didn't just walk into the UFC
No,
like I'm
it's a three-time. The UFC is supposed to be the best of the world, and what you did was have the ego to think that just because you are, and he is an athlete, just because you're an athlete, that you can step into the ring with guys that have worked their
Did
whole
Herschel Walker
lives
do that?
to do this. No, Herschel Walker trained for years, and he started in regional circuits, and he didn't fight in the
wasn't very
UFC.
good, though.
He didn't fight in the UFC ever. He fought in Strikeforce.
Lashley's doing okay in Bellator,
In Bellator again, but that's not UFC.
but I don't blame CM Punk at all.
It's
Or-
not.
and I
Lashley does TNA and does MMA fighting at the
Yes.
same time.
Yeah.
Bellator will let you do that. But
he rolled his eyes for the people that don't have the video. Here.
here's the thing: it's just insulting to a fan who
Sorry, that's
who really takes this sport seriously, and fans that take the sport seriously, and who have been working to portray this as what it should be, which is a legitimate sport where the best in the world compete at this level.
No, wait,
And
though. Now, if you know wrestling, CM Punk called himself the best in the
He
world.
sure did
at wrestling.
Yeah.
at wrestling.
I know,
And the
kidding.
thing is, the kid he fought, and this is what makes me so mad as a fan. The kid he fought, Mickey Gall, is 24, but has been doing this for years. Has earned his way in the regional circuit. Has fought professionally. Would you like to know how much CM Punk made for no offensive moves, 0 offensive moves, and just essentially getting the shit kicked out of him for 2 minutes and 14 seconds?
500,000.
500,000. Do you know how much Mickey Gall made for winning?
40, maybe.
30.
Yeah.
$30,000.
That's
That's insulting.
That's not on CM Punk.
No, it's not on CM Punk, but it's insulting to a fight fan.
That's on the UFC.
But
how does your loser make $500,000
Exactly.
when
that
your
makes
winner
no
makes
sense.
$30,000?
That's insulting to a fan.
So does that make it a sport then?
That's what you got. That's why I said shame on the UFC as well.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's
Because
ultimately
that-
on
we're
them.
not allowed to talk about UFC
They've
in the
made
Sports
it
Minute
an
anymore.
entertainment, not a sport, by doing that.
The other thing this does close a loophole on, and I don't mean to disparage any wrestling fans. I was talking before. I'm not taking
I
anything
know.
away from the
That's
athletic ability of these wrestlers.
He's taking it away from them.
But just because you are an athlete and you look at the
Yeah.
UFC, don't fuck around. You cannot just walk in a year and a half and think you can compete at that level because you will lose every fucking time.
But
I mean, that's a
I
mistake
will.
on
I will
Punk's
also
on
go the
there.
flip
Yes,
side
it
on
is.
that. I will also go the flip side on that. Until you have actually gone through the process of wrestling
Right.
and things like that, you should also shut your fucking mouth.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Conor McGregor needs to
shouldn't
shut
be
the
doing that
fuck
either.
up.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
he has no idea
What those guys go through.
what
I agree.
the toll in that takes.
I
I
agree.
know UFC training. I know MMA training is vigorous and rough.
Absolutely agree.
Wrestling
It's
training's no walk in the
very
fucking
different.
park.
You can't.
Punk didn't brag
That's a
about anything
constant
before he
dull
went to the
No,
fight.
Punk.
Or not a dull. Well, he is a dull pain
But this
and
is
a sharp pain.
this
It's
is
constant.
the bigger problem I had
Especially
because
the
on
injuries.
MMA Junkie they released all the pro wrestlers' tweets the day after the fight about like CM Punk's performance and it was all like, "Hey, you're a hero for even just stepping in." Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
No, you're not. No, and there were fans too. It's like, well, it took courage for him just to show
No, it
up.
didn't.
No,
No,
it
it
didn't.
didn't.
It didn't take courage to walk in, get your ass kicked, and cash a $500,000
Yeah,
check.
you're-
That took
you're-
no courage.
Yeah, you're telling me
That's a
you're
little
telling me
bit.
forget
No,
my ass
I'd do
kicked
it.
for 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
For $500,000,
I get 500 grand.
I'd do it.
All right, done.
I don't even know who. I don't even
If I
care
had
who
to go
I'm
into a
fighting.
prison and get beaten up for 500 grand. I know that's not prison.
Right.
It's more regulated, obviously, but
But for the fans to say, well, you know what, he's an inspiration for just showing up. Well, then
No,
I
he's
don't
not.
want to hear another word about a boring fight. I don't want to hear another word about a fighter who you don't think performed when all it requires for this guy is to fucking show up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You tried your best. Fuck you.
Yeah. It was pathetic.
Yeah.
It was pathetic.
What I wanted to happen happened.
Yeah.
I wanted him to get his ass kicked. I wanted it to be quick.
I want it to be a statement that, hey, this is legitimate, and just because you're an athlete doesn't mean you can fucking do this on a
Yeah.
year and a half's notice. You cannot.
yeah, hopefully the next wrestler has more. If someone does jump, it's someone who at least trains or has experience. Like
And,
you were
and there are guys that there are guys that legitimate, like a guy like Dolph Ziggler who was a NCAA wrestling champion.
Chad Gable is
Chad Gable, like
Yeah.
an Olympic
Yeah.
wrestler, could at least hold their own in the wrestling aspect.
Yeah.
Like at least they have a leg up on a guy like CM Punk, where CM Punk had no amateur wrestling background, he had no fighting background, he just was really good in a wrestling ring.
Yeah. So don't let me, anybody who listens to this, I'm not talking shit on WWE. I'm really not. That's
No.
fine.
You can talk all you want on WWE. I don't like WWE.
I don't, but I just,
So,
or
I like
wrestlers,
wrestling.
I'm not talking shit on them. I do have a problem with people who think that this sport is such a joke that they can walk in on a year and a half notice and succeed. You can't.
Well, I don't think he thought it was a joke.
No, but you know what? It was a joke that he even thought he could do it.
Yeah, I don't think he respected it the way he needed to.
Exactly. And shame on the UFC and Ohio's athletic commission for even allowing this to happen. Because if he had been put up against a top 10 guy, this legitimately could have been dangerous.
Yeah, this was strictly a publicity stunt.
Yeah, and I'm bummed out on all ends about that.
Any other sports?
No, I don't care.
Well, that seemed to bum me out.
Carson
I'm bummed
Wentz.
out. It's
Hey, Carson
Kevin
Wentz.
Owens is WWE champion, the
AJ
Universal
Styles
champion.
is the new WWE champion.
what's the Universal Champion?
That's a new belt.
That's
It
the-
doesn't mean as much.
Yeah.
AJ Styles though is the new WWE champion, just without the Universal shit.
Basically,
Does that make more sense?
No.
they
They have-
took WWE and split it into two. So there's one show that's one group of people. There's another show that's another group of
They used
people.
to do
Each
it
show
that
has
way
their own
before.
champion.
Because like
That's all it
before,
But before it was
Everything.
WWE Champion, Heavyweight Champion, Raw, and SmackDown each.
Yeah,
usually
and that's
had
what it is
one.
now. It's Raw and
Okay.
They
SmackDown,
had
but now
stopped
they
doing
call it
that.
the Universal Championship and the WWE
Then-
WWE Championship.
The
Got
one
it.
that was more important was the one that Triple H held,
Yes.
The WWE Championship.
and now the one that's more important is the one that Triple H is the show he's on the show,
Yeah.
which is Raw. So
I always from way back when I was a kid, I remember what belt was more
if you
important.
can tell,
Very
I'm,
much dependent
I'm
on
very,
who was
I'm
going for it.
Yeah.
This is my
That's why
I'm,
Ric
ve-
Flair's belt was always.
I'm very jaded by WWE.
Yeah.
So it's just my
And that's not sports. That's sports entertainment. Man.
yes.
Yes.
And then
It's got the word sports in it.
I know. I'm just kidding.
oh, and the Russians hacked. They did another hack.
Really?
And now that they're accusing Simone Biles of being a cheater because she took ADHD medicine.
Does she have ADHD?
Yes.
Okay, then I think that's case solved.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, glad we got to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Did you just?
There's a bug in my arm.
Oh, okay.
Smacks it.
All right.
Yeah, but that's
I smacked my own ass.
the ADHD medicine, I guess, helps her do those flips. You know?
No.
But yeah. So yeah, that's
no. That'd be meth.
You know, they were upset that they got banned from the Olympics, so they did a hack and put out all her records. And
Yeah.
stuff, so.
All her records.
All
She's
her
taking
records.
prescribed medication for a diagnosed disease.
What an asshole.
Oh man. Yeah. Sorry. I just don't.
Oh
like
my
what
God,
happened.
she's actually 4'10". That lying bitch.
Yeah. She said she was 4'9.5". Banner. All right.
All
Lockie
right,
got
should we
banned.
go into the questions?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Lead us off, man.
All right. Well, my question is basically think of a comic you really like,
Mm-hmm.
and now think of a character that if they were removed from that comic, you wouldn't care at all. Like, what character in a comic, you could make it a storyline or an entire run of comics.
If I take the Punisher out of a Punisher book, it gets really fucking boring.
That would get boring. Yeah.
Well, you know where my
Are you talking about like an event?
Yeah, you could do that, or it
I was
could
thinking,
be like,
take any book named for the character, take that character
or
out
like,
of it. It's a fucking
I'm
boring
gonna
book.
take it away from. Well, no, you know what? I'm not going to do it because there's a very good chance that Eric picks the book he always picks.
I was just thinking. No, you knew where I was going, but I'm like,
Which
I don't
character-
think you can take any characters out of
Which
that.
character,
Yeah, they're up
if
there.
you take out of it, you wouldn't give a shit if their storyline suddenly
man,
just
that's
didn't
tough.
exist. That I thought this would be.
Wait, you wouldn't give a shit that they were out of it, or you wouldn't give a shit about the book because they were out of it?
No, you wouldn't give a shit
What's the,
that they were gone.
Oh, okay. So
And you'd still
remove.
like the book.
Okay, I
Or
got
it
you.
would improve.
I got you. Okay, I took it a different way.
Yeah.
Okay,
Take
so
out the guy that's selling
who is in someone I could just take out of a book, and I wouldn't give a shit that they were not in that story, and I would still
Yep.
enjoy the book. All right, gotcha.
Yep. That's why. See, now you know why I would have loved Silver Fox to answer this, because I would hope he would have picked an X-Men book and said like, "Fuck Jean Grey" or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, he
what
was-
is it? Franken Punisher?
Frankencastle.
Frankencastle? All of them. Take them all out. Don't do the book.
I'm telling
Oh,
you,
man,
that
I'm
book,
thinking.
it probably has some good stuff in
This
it.
is a tough one, right?
Because I
So
can
take
think
a
of a
character
couple
I think
script-
you don't really, that you would make the character, it would make the book better, just wouldn't affect. Like,
It wouldn't affect the book.
Okay.
I guess.
Or make it better.
Or yeah,
Like
or
you
can
just
make it
you
better,
just
yeah.
wouldn't care. Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
you'd be
wouldn't
like-
care, or it would make the book better.
Oh,
I can think
You
of
know.
storylines that I didn't really care for, or like comics I didn't really care for, that I'm like, they took it. But none that I like loved, that I'm like,
You mean like some people maybe like in Batman, they're like,
fuck
Yeah.
Batman.
who gives a shit about Alfred? What if he's not even in the book?
Yeah.
Although I
Nazis
think he's
would say
integral
that.
to it.
Yeah,
but, you
I-
know.
yeah, I agree.
But you know what I mean? Maybe somebody else.
Boy, you're
and they
just
explain why.
you're basically asking me to look at my own body and figure out which limb I don't need.
Yep.
God damn it!
How about the
Oh, this finger, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, this would be fine.
I mean, you don't need the baby in Saga, really, do you?
Oh,
Yeah.
you knew my brain went to Saga immediately. I'm going through all the characters too. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to lose any of them.
He does a pretty good job of like giving them their.
Yeah,
own
yeah,
I mean, even the reporters, like I'm only in volume. I only finished volume 3, so they probably have more.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I was to remove anybody from Saga, it probably would be the reporters.
You don't like that story.
No, it's a fun. No,
Are
it's
they
a fine
they're
story.
talking telekinetically?
Yes.
Is that, okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure I'm not dumb.
That would be the one that'd be hard to take out, but I don't want to. It would still affect the story.
It would.
Should I?
Yeah,
say
go,
mine?
yeah, go ahead.
Fantastic Four, Alicia Masters. Who gives a shit? Like, I just don't think she's that consequential.
Isn't
She
that what you want to
sleeps
do?
around.
Yeah, and her and Ben Grimm, but Ben gets along just fine without her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think she's that integral to what is one of my favorite
Oh.
comics, and I just don't. I wouldn't miss her. And the fact that she's the daughter of a villain, she could have just been a one-off character, and what's the big deal? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think that she adds that much to it. And if she didn't exist, I don't think the story would really lose that much. I mean, you could have given like Sharon Ventura and Ben Grimm. I think actually work better.
Yeah, you're right. Because even when
Yeah,
she left,
so-
Ben Grimm, it's not like that had a lasting
Yeah, I mean,
mark on him.
in the recent James Robinson version, they had a good little moment, but it wasn't like...
That's homage to people that have been reading.
It wasn't that great. Yeah, it's like, I actually preferred Sharon and Ben. So, to me, just pluck her out of there, say, get the fuck out of here, Alicia.
The whole comic in general, just video storyline?
Just, I think just her in general and the entire line of Fantastic Four, just
Oh, okay. So you
pick
want
her out,
All right.
hit the road, Jack, and take away her cane. Just,
So what you
just kick her down the road.
I keep thinking of some, and then I talk myself out of them.
There's
like it's
there's a
like
Batman
but, like,
character, but like,
she did not have to
Crazy
be the
Quilt?
daughter of Puppet Master. For
You gotta
example.
have crazy.
you gotta have crazy
She
quilt.
just didn't have to.
No, there's so many characters are non-consequential, but I like what they do. Harold, I guess, from Batman is like that guy. He was like a mute guy that he helped in the cave, and he turns out to later. He turns on him in Hush, like years later.
Yeah.
And they never really did anything with him. I guess he didn't. He never really did much in the comics. He was a
Yeah.
part of Nightfall a little bit.
I have one, but I'm just trying to justify it in my head.
I'm trying to think though.
Because
Harley Quinn.
I have one in my head. Like I want to say the character, but I don't read the book enough to be like, oh, and this is why.
Say it.
Jimmy Olsen. Fuck him.
Fuck
him.
Kyle,
What does he
I was
do?
gonna say that
What does he
too.
do?
Now, there were a
There'd
lot
be
of
so many disasters that Superman wouldn't be there because he hits the watch. You know? So I don't know.
There were some really crazy stories in this from the '60s with
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah.
Olsen, but really they were caused by Jimmy Olsen, kind of some of them. So
It's
yeah,
like,
I don't.
What? Like you could take Jimmy Olsen out of that, and I don't think Superman
He's
would really
basically
change.
like an inferior version of Lois,
Yeah.
too,
By the way-
as far as a reporter.
One of the things added to Superman Batman is the other reporter that Lois is with at the beginning is Jimmy Olsen, who gets killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
That's one.
Well,
of
it was in the original movie. They just didn't
They
make
just
it
did
clear.
say, that's true.
Yeah.
That's in the original movie.
In which one?
You know, at the beginning when she
Well,
gets taken and they kill the cameraman that's with her.
That's
they
Jimmy
say his
Olsen.
by name that it's Jimmy Olsen. So that's Jimmy's death.
Oh, really?
honestly.
Was he a white guy or a black guy? White guy.
Like,
Like, it
Oh,
wasn't
so
like-
he's a white guy in the movies.
So it
but then a
mattered.
Black guy. I should.
Oh boy.
it's for you, Phil.
He's a little serious on Supergirl, but I actually like that actor.
I do too.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
And I couldn't even remember for the life of me remember that actor in Batman
Oh
Superman.
yeah.
So.
I mean,
They-
in
they
the regular
just,
version, he's in it for 2 seconds.
They put Supergirl up on Netflix, so I gave it another shot, and I stand by my original opinion. But I like him.
I like
Yeah, I think it's a dumb shit.
I like Melissa Benoist, and
This is a hard question.
Yeah.
she's pretty choice. Yeah, no, I like her in that, and I like what's it, the boss, the actress. I can't think of her name.
Oh, the one
Callista
from-
Flockhart.
Callista Flockhart. I like her actually because initially you think she's going to be the hard ass boss, and actually she's not really that hard ass of a boss.
She's nice.
You know, I like that, but I think some of the actual stories are kind of weak for the book, for the movie show.
You got it.
Book, movie, show. I got there.
You got it. Yeah. It was a fun journey,
I
but
mean,
we got there.
we're 3 deep, you know, so
Yeah.
like 3 done.
All right.
Is there a Green Lantern you can take out of there or something?
Well, there's always Green Lanterns you can take out of there, but
I mean, really, I don't know. Did they get rid of the color spectrum in the Rebirth?
I don't know.
That would make sense if they
I
did.
mean, I'm reading.
I think Red's still around. I think they kept like 2 or 3 of the colors.
Red's the
but
second.
I think
Obviously
white's
yellow.
Red's the most,
Yeah.
well, second most
Yellow's
popular.
still around. 'cause
Yellow.
of the
Yeah, yellow, yeah.
Green, yellow, and red are the 3 most popular.
All right.
Fuck, man.
Overall, just removing a character, I'm going to say Carnage. You can take
Ooh.
Carnage out of Spider-Man. Because he's a very two-dimensional character.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot to
Just
him.
another
He's
CEO.
a product
The
of his time.
Yeah.
only time I ever cared about him was when he had that Axis story. I
Yeah.
liked that
Yeah.
Axis
Was
story.
that even
That's
Cassidy? Or?
yeah, that was
Yeah, it's
Cassidy.
Cletus Cassidy. Yeah.
That's the only one I ever liked.
He's there's not a whole lot you can do with that character. There's not a whole lot to develop. While there have been some okay stories with him in it.
That was one of the better parts of what I thought was a pretty average story.
Axis,
Oh yes,
yeah.
yeah, I agree. That whole event. If we want to talk about taking stuff out, let's just remove.
It
Axis.
seemed like Remender lost a little bit on
Yeah.
that. Like, I liked the art in that. I remember it was the Dodsons in the middle, and then I think it was, I forget who was the beginning.
I dropped that book
I
in the
like
first
that, but-
issue. I didn't even read the event.
I read every Marvel event,
I know
so
you do.
yeah. But it wasn't, it was not one of the top ones. It was a lot closer to Fear itself than it was to Secret Wars.
But I was just, I mean, Carnage was good at bringing Venom and Spider-Man together. His first appearance and all that. But even if you go back and you read that story, that storyline is Carnage's first appearance. It does not hold up.
Did you read Minimum Carnage recently?
I did.
Did you? I didn't read that. I didn't bother.
It's not that good. His current book right now, I'm honestly kind of shocked it's still going.
Yeah, it's a
The
big
original
shield.
writer's doing that, right?
Huh?
Rowley, I think the writer. Is that
Yeah.
the one? That's who was on it back there. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think. I think you could spend more time. Actually, a lot of the other symbiotes that came out after him, I felt like Toxic. Toxin was pretty fun.
A lot of those. Besides that, like I can't even remember the other one's name.
Then they had the, I think it was in
Venom?
Guardians of the Galaxy. They did the symbiote planet.
Yeah.
That was okay. The art was amazing.
Now Venom
That
is
was
getting
okay.
his own book again, and it's not looking like it's Flash.
Isn't there something coming out where Deadpool gets the Venom symbiote?
Yeah, Back in Black.
Oh, yeah.
Which who cares?
Some people apparently.
Yeah, some people apparently. But yeah, I think you can remove Carnage. I was originally kind of gonna go with Kate Bishop,
Jerry
but
Conway writes Carnage.
Jerry Conway. I'm sorry.
but I really
Jerry
liked.
Conway,
He is writing.
legendary Spider-Man writer.
Shut
He
up,
writes
shut
Carnage
up,
for him.
shut up.
I think isn't he writing Renew Your Vows?
Is he?
I think so.
If he is, I'm going to pick that up.
Yeah.
But I was going to say Kate Bishop, but quite honestly, I really enjoyed her little story in
Say,
the Matt Fraction run, and
I
she
almost
was
like
really
her more
important.
than regular Clint.
Okay,
Give him a minute. Give him a minute.
shut the fuck up. You're wrong. But no, her stories were a lot of fun in the Matt Fraction run, and the all new Hawkeye after that. I mean, she was obviously key to that whole thing. So
Don't
I
take
kind
her
of
out.
Now,
don't
I know,
take her. I talked myself out of it.
Silver Fox, for example, did not like the art by Annie Wu.
He
I
does
love
not-
the art.
I love the art.
I
I
love
think it
Annie
was
Wu,
cool that
so-
they gave her her own
I want,
tone, and yeah.
I want her babies and stuff, Maybe
Annie
not,
Wu
but,
is a super nice person too.
Is she? Oh, well, I don't want her babies. I wish her well.
She fucking hates you though.
Oh.
She told me. She told me. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
hate Strike Master.
Yeah.
Have any of us answered, have given a real answer besides you, Chris?
I said Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
said
you were
Carnage.
serious about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
okay.
serious about Carnage.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, it's me.
Yes, just you.
What did you think I was
It's on
lying about
you.
Carnage?
We're not
Do you,
counting
do you
your
need, do you need a few more seconds to think they're
obscure
corny?
shit, motherfucker.
You know what I'm going to say, because I like the Hobgoblin, I'm going to say the Demo Goblin. I've never understood people's thing. It just creates confusion. He's like from another dimension. He's from the same dimension that the Doppelganger comes from, which is another horrible 90s stupid character. So I'm going to go with the Demo Goblin from Marvel Comics.
Horrible 90s stupid character. That could have been a question, too.
I was going to go. Actually, that's my question. I know
Horrible
my
90s
question
stupid-
because I got the answer to my own question.
Oh, my God.
Which was?
No. What my question will be for everybody.
Oh. How big is too big? Like, when will
Nah.
it kill her?
Well,
No. Go ahead.
why don't you tell us your question?
Yeah.
If you could kill off a character and they would stay dead, who would you pick?
That's good.
Oh, man.
Actually,
Oh, man.
They stay dead. They are gone
'Cause really-
forever.
Dude.
At this point,
Dupe.
what? I love Duke, man. X Factor, and then
No, that would be Dupe. I don't
Like,
give a shit about
you-
Dupe.
and then Wolverine and the X-Men. That one issue he had, that was awesome.
Oh
Boy,
no, dude, come
this
on.
is this is. I
Yeah.
think this is harder
That was
because
weird.
there are a lot of characters I want to
I
kill.
think I got one already.
Because I think for Marvel,
Now,
oh
no,
go
you
ahead.
go.
I was gonna say for Marvel, other than Gwen Stacy 616, which now I guess doesn't exist, and Uncle Ben, every other character's been resurrected.
Black
Yeah.
Goliath.
Right? Yeah, Black Goliath, because people,
That is my yeah.
people got messed. They didn't understand that that's a different Black Goliath
Yeah.
than the one that died. They don't get it. That it's a second Black Goliath that
Yeah, it's not false.
is
It's not.
Civil-
It's
yeah,
not
Civil War
Foster or
II,
whatever.
yeah.
And I mean, for a long time, Craven stayed dead. He stayed dead
Yes,
for
he
a
did.
long
I thought they weren't going to
time.
bring him back.
No.
But
When
he
did
came
he
back,
come back? In
that
Squirrel
was-
Girl, right?
No,
I remember the first time I saw
Yeah,
him
he
back
was Squirrel Girl,
Which
yeah,
one?
yeah.
Squirrel
Girl.
She fought
But
in.
then recently he was in
What a weird thing to bring. And his
Scarlet Spider, and
Yes,
it was
yes.
really good in Scarlet Spider was great.
If I remember, he came back in Squirrel Girl, and there was like nothing said about
Right.
like
He came
Squirrel
back-
Girl was amazing.
And like it goes
By
from
the
her
way,
fighting
original
Craven
Squirrel
to
Girl.
getting like a new suit and going into space to
Yes.
fight Galactus.
Yes.
Beating Doom and
Yeah.
all that.
I
just
killed
love
Squirrel Girl.
beating Galactus, yeah.
Oh man, this
I
is
know-
hard.
I know he just got his own book, and I'm sure it will play out nicely, and they might bring the other guy back. But I think if they killed off Jaime, the second Blue Beetle, or the third Blue Beetle, they'd bring back Ted, and I'd like to see
Oh,
Ted back.
really?
In the costume. Yeah.
I'm one of the only people that didn't mind that run, that original New 52 Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I didn't mind it either.
I just never got into the character. I don't know what it was.
I never really.
I mean,
I
some
like-
of the language was like where they said "vato," and I'm just like, oh god. But the actual
I'm
story
gonna-
wasn't that bad, and
You have
him
to go
learning
look.
about
I have to go look.
him
I have
learning
so many I
about
want to
it.
kill.
So I didn't mind that at all.
Scott Collins artwork, right? At some point.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
originally.
I do like Ted.
No,
Kord.
if
Now
you
that
like
they
a
brought
character
him
so much.
back, but he's not in the costume. I would like to see him as a. 'cause
And
he's
it
like a
almost
mentor.
gives him like a reason to take it back too. And
Yeah, it would give him. Yeah, exactly. But if they're gonna bring him back after he got shot in the head, it doesn't really make sense why.
I know Lee's answer.
Batwoman?
Nope.
Oh, Kyle Rayner.
Nope.
What's Lee's answer?
what is Lee's
We
answer?
gave our opinion. What is yours?
Who did he spend thousands of dollars on?
Jason Todd.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't think
How
he
about
cares
there-
about Jason
no
Todd
debate
now.
after that.
No, I honestly think it'd be Batwoman.
Well, now that he's not Batman
That
Beyond
one
or
Kyle
whatever,
Rayner, I'd say.
it's not that.
No, he hates Batwoman.
Why?
He just
She's
doesn't
great.
like Batwoman.
Oh. I really like Batwoman a lot. She's great.
All right, so you'd kill Jaime Reyes.
But not because I hate him. If I'll
You'd
think
kill
of
him. You'd kill him just to bring back Ted Kord Blue Beetle.
Right.
Okay.
And I'll think of another one just because I don't like the character. But in the meantime, someone else can go.
Wow. It's such a good question. And
They do cartoons. I mean, Peggy Hill's pretty annoying. I guess that show got canceled.
I mean, well, I'm gonna count Gwen Stacy as already still being dead, even though they have the
Spider-Gwen.
yeah
Spider-Gwen doesn't
Spider
count.
Gwen
Yeah.
Yeah.
because she's still different universe technically.
Yeah.
She's like one of the rare ones that they have out
decide.
of out of continuity or whatever. The only thing I think Elektra, like I think she should be dead. And they have her
Just because
back.
that new series
and-
had good artwork and was well written doesn't mean.
I liked that book a lot. I had
I'm just saying.
I had every issue, and I just unfortunately it's kind of a woman in refrigerator kind of thing, but that was such a good storyline by Miller that they should just keep her dead, Elektra.
He is the one that brought her back though originally though with a hand.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
So it's kind of his fault.
yeah, but I think she should be dead.
I agree.
And it complicates things for Daredevil. I think, like not for Daredevil the title,
Sure.
not the character, because I just don't understand what is she doing then, like because
It is
she
true.
is a better version of him basically.
Yeah.
So why is he doing all this stuff and not getting her help?
Not
you know?
necessarily. I mean, she uses lethal force to an extent
Right.
that he doesn't. So
Right.
you could argue that he's a better version of her too.
That's true. Yeah, I guess I'm just saying like
You're
and
just-
actually winning or whatever. Yeah, but
you're just trying to
he's
piss
using
me off.
restraint where she doesn't.
I love Elektra.
I like Elektra too, but yeah.
I do hear
Greek
what you-
chicks are hot. You know?
I do hear what you're saying. She does complicate that story every
The only
time
other
she
thing would be
appears.
Jean
it's kinda
Grey.
like-
Jean Grey. would
yeah.
be-
Well, especially now that she doesn't know, like with the whole like people don't know who Matt is again. Now even she doesn't know that Daredevil's Matt Murdock. Then that really complicates things because she knew him when they were in college together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So if it's not going to be Elektra, then Jean Grey.
Stay dead. Yeah.
Yes.
Even time traveling.
Because I don't. Yeah, because the Dark Phoenix will happen again, and it's just like we've read that, and it was great. I don't think a newer version would be better than the previous version, than the original by Claremont. just logistically, I don't think it makes sense to have her alive. Like, just let a good thing, die.
They've killed her more than once. And they're probably going to kill this young Jean Grey at some point.
Oh yeah, probably.
He was an egg, right, at one point in the Grant Morrison stuff?
Well, we all were.
She was a Twitter egg.
I'm not wrong about that.
She's tweeting at celebrities negatively. She's an egg.
She's tweeting at celebrities negatively.
Who you got, Eric?
I am really struggling. I want to say Gwenpool because fuck her. That's the reason I'm not saying, because that is the only reason.
I literally have not read any of those Gwenpool books, so I don't even know.
Oh god,
I don't even have
I just
a
pretend they don't
reason to hate
exist.
her.
they suck.
What happens when someone tries to ring one up? Are you just like, what are you giving me?
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Why?
I see you hate yourself.
What are you doing? Look at what you're doing.
Look at what you're doing.
What are you doing?
So it's supposed to be like if Gwen Stacy was Deadpool or something, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh. I just know
That doesn't even make sense,
They seem to
but-
sell well to like the general readership.
I am trying to think of like a good reason other than I just hate that character.
It's a good
There's
cosplay,
another
though.
one. I like the character again. You know what? I'm a few volumes behind, so it may have happened. But if Carl would die in The Walking Dead,
Yeah, he is not dead.
he's not dead. Spoilers. He's not dead. I think that would add a lot to Rick. Rick would definitely. I mean, he's already a darker character. I mean, you would see a different person in Rick. I think at that point.
I got mine.
Okay.
I got mine. They are dead, and I want them to stay dead. We were just talking about
The
it.
Waynes.
Wolverine.
There it is. No,
Yeah.
no, it's Wolverine. Wolverine. I think that
Well, it's been 2+
2
years,
years.
2.5 years.
Let's be real. He's coming back. Eventually, he'll
I
come
mean,
back.
Well,
they even found a loophole though with Old Man Logan. They kind of, even though he's
Yeah,
dead,
but it's not
But
just
yeah.
that. This X-23 book is
Good.
yeah.
All new Wolverine. We should clarify.
And I
that.
think that with Wolverine, I know it's not popular because he sells a whole lot and a lot of people like him. And I'm not saying he's a bad character. I think he's a great character. But what else are we going to do with him? We have the backstory.
We had the Paul Jenkins. Yeah, the Paul
you know what I mean?
Jenkins
We
story.
all the big mysteries of Wolverine are kind of
Yeah. I
tied
loved
up.
Wolverine and the X-Men. I liked at the end when he was with Storm, but then
Yeah.
there's nowhere to go after that.
Right. And
he
you
had
could
his
see-
happy. It's sort of his happy ending.
And even the way he died, it ended in a happy way because he freed all those people, and the way he died was very fitting. I thought it was done well, and because you kind of you get to breathe a little new life into the mantle by bringing X-23 in, who has always been an underrated character, and
Yeah.
introducing that. And I'm not just saying that because I want my book to sell better. My first issue sell for more money. Which, if anybody out there wants a first appearance of her, I have it. You can contact me at One Up Collectibles. Just write in with a postcard and your favorite color.
I do also like Old Man Logan, and
Yeah.
Andrea Sorrentino gets to draw it. So
I do think Old Man
Um,
Logan is one of my favorite Wolverine.
and
The original Old Man Logan is one of my favorite old
the
Wolverine
cool thing
stories.
is it's a
Sure.
very stripped down Wolverine book.
Yes.
It's a lot of narration through the eyes of Wolverine, but it's basically characters reacting to him.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's cool. You know, it's not so much about Wolverine
Yeah.
himself. So that's cool.
It's a shame Brian's not here because he has not read that book.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a fantastic book. Anybody out there who has not read Wolverine Old Man Logan, the original volume, you got it.
It's very good, yeah.
But that shows just how far they've gone with that character, that now you kind of have to put him in a dystopian future and leave. Essentially, they had to redo what they did when they recreated the character and leave a huge gap in his past.
Mhm.
That's what, you know what I mean? When you go to Old Man Logan, that's essentially what you just did is, oh, let's just move the character forward 40 years and we'll have another gap in the past so we can fill in. Which is a very smart move. I'm not saying it's a cheap move. That's a very smart move to continue a character.
Right.
But I do think that at this point, we can have a new mantle. We can have some new stories. We can go into X-20. Her background's dark as hell, too. And a lot of people don't know her background, too. And there's a lot of gaps you can fill in with her. You can do a lot of those things because she wasn't really well covered.
Or Dakin. I mean,
Or Dakin. Yeah.
I like
still alive?
Dakin a lot.
Yeah.
He was resurrected.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Through Uncanny
just,
Avengers.
just like X-Men, you could have these gaps in Dakin's past. You have these gaps in X-23's past that you can really get some good writers, some good people on to explore a dark past with them. And if you bring back Wolverine, you kind of take that away a little bit because they're going to give up the mantle, or you're not going to have as much focus on the character. So I think it would be really good if he stayed dead. and I mean done.
It's not like there aren't Wolverine stories out there. Like, they overexposed him so much for the
Yeah.
last 20 years.
And that's what I mean. There's just no fresh stuff with him.
I'd argue the same thing with the Hulk. Like, spoilers for Civil War, but I kind of would hope they keep him dead for
Bruce Banner?
Bruce Banner. Yeah, right. I know there's
I
other
like
Hulks.
Amadeus Cho.
No, I'm not saying.
But I like She-Hulk a lot.
I'm saying
more,
I'd like for
but-
Bruce Banner to stay dead.
Yeah.
I'd like that. I mean,
I
it seems
think
like for
so.
a while they didn't know what to do with him. Planet Hulk was refreshing, but like every
yeah.
once in a while, like they just tread back into old territory and it gets boring really
Yeah.
quickly.
I did think
That's a good point. I agree with
it
you.
was a convoluted way to kill him.
Talking about Civil War now.
Yeah, in Civil War. I think it was a convoluted
Civil
way
War
to kill
2.
him. Civil War 2,
Guys.
yeah.
That's true.
Because they approached him, and he
Yeah,
didn't
he's a
actually
dinosaur.
do
Fuck,
anything
that's-
offensive or any kind of action. And,
His eyes got green. That's what.
But, like, the color, though, to me, didn't look like it was that green, though. That's why, I don't know, maybe
But
I'm colorblind.
Well,
So-
no, I
and
think
it's
that was
just
on
like-
purpose. I think that was
Yeah.
a really well drawn part, so that people like us would sit around and debate that, just like they do in the
Yeah.
comic.
Shit the bed and kill somebody.
Yeah. It just, I'm
It makes you debate it. I think it's because you got to argue like of anybody who's going to notice a slight shift in that, it's going to be Hawkeye. If anybody can pick up on that, it's
Hawkeye or
Clint Barton.
Bullseye. Bullseye was
Yeah.
a thing.
I'm just definitely not like a preemptive kind of person, but
But that's what he's saying. It wasn't preemptive. at
And
that
that's the
point.
whole story,
Yeah.
though. It's preemptive stuff again.
Yeah, I guess. Look at that, they got me there.
And that's what I mean. Like that one
Sure.
issue. I know a
Fucking
lot of people
Bendis.
didn't really like that issue and all that, and that particular frame that you're talking about. It's actually a really well done frame because we're not sure,
Yeah,
and that's really well done.
That's true. It's good storytelling.
It is very good.
I know a lot of
storytelling.
people are shitting on the book, and I don't know. I enjoy it. I mean, now it's been delayed,
It's on and
but
off.
well,
Well,
I
it's a
guess-
Marvel event. We knew it would be delayed.
I guess it was something like the artist's wife had a kid and then also broke her leg or something.
What?
It's like at the same time, yeah, or the same month.
I didn't know
or
she was
whatever,
on the book.
That's why you don't give birth while you're pregnant.
Well,
that's why you don't marry.
give birth while you're pregnant. That makes sense. I was going to say give
Damn
birth while you're
chicks.
standing up because you can give birth.
Give birth while you're pregnant.
Alright,
That's probably
so-
the best time to give birth.
Yeah,
My-
it's-
my
when you're
joke-
sterile, you probably shouldn't give birth.
My joke answer is Deadpool. Just because if you kill them, it would just make me so happy.
And Disney would be very upset.
Yes. But
Well, Fox.
my actual answer comes from The Walking Dead, and I want it to be Michonne.
Really?
Because I feel with where
Dude,
with what they've done with her
Go
character
on.
so far, I feel like her character has run its course,
Yeah.
and I feel like she just needs to go away.
Is this from a recent arc or
Just
over the course
just
of
over the
book?
course. Like I think she's done what what her character, what I feel was created to do, has done it. And I feel that while like you
That's
have the
probably
interaction
true,
with
yeah.
her and Rick and everything like that, I don't think Rick can actually grow as a character anymore until she dies. Like if she dies, that's unless they would
Or
kill
Carl
Carl.
dies, yeah.
Like, but it's either without killing Carl, she's the only other person I could see them killing that would actually enhance Rick's character.
Yeah, 'cause and to go back on what I said earlier, killing Carl might also break Rick. too. Like,
Yeah, like that would destroy Rick to the point where I think you would lose the character. Where Michonne, it would send him over the edge, but you would have Carl there to like kind of rein him in or try to rein him in. But I feel just from a clear comic standpoint, I think Michonne should go.
That's a good answer.
Very.
I just have a question. Is Sentry dead?
I think so. What he died in? Is it at the end of Fear itself? Is that when he was?
I can't
killed?
I don't remember.
If he's not dead, Sentry.
Pretty sure Sentry's dead.
Okay, good.
Although
Overpowered.
everybody shit on that, but I don't know. I liked that story.
I'm not
Siege.
counting the
Paul
story.
Jenkins.
Not
I liked
counting
it.
the story.
I liked where it went from World War Hulk to Siege, like
Yeah.
that
Dark
progression.
Avengers,
Like when he had when it was the Void and things like I really liked that arc.
yeah. Me too. When Osborn was like taking control and getting into his mind, I love that stuff.
Yeah, and he saved Osborn from Castle's bullet. And, yeah.
It was. I liked when they
He's-
made those fake like '60s comics with him. I
Oh,
liked
and they,
that.
Yeah.
They messed with continuity.
I just
That's
think-
what people didn't like.
Yeah,
I just
I
think-
liked that.
I just
don't
think
know.
the Sentry is just a poorly designed character. Way overpowered. And then
the
the
idea that he was always
agoraphobia.
there and we just didn't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's
too
a very
too convenient.
meta. Like it's a tough concept to get your
But
like to
He's
get
dead.
the storyline around. Yeah.
Not as far as we know. He came back in. Didn't he come back in Uncanny Avengers as like someone took control of his body?
Yes. Yeah. And then they dealt with him.
He's gone.
With sexy
It's okay.
results.
Mm-hmm.
Is he gone? Guys, is he gone?
Yeah.
Is he gone now?
Yep.
All right, I can read comics again. All right.
Next question?
Do you want to go?
Sure. Mine isn't. Mine's comic related, but it's not specific to like a character or anything. It's when in your life was your highest comic buying and reading amount? In other words, when were you like really consuming and devouring comic books? And if it's lesson, why do you think that is? It's quality of the product, your interest in it, and just go from there.
I know exactly when. It was when I lived behind this place.
Oh, boy.
I could walk across the
that's-
alleyway
That's dangerous.
and buy just 5 random comics a day. And I was up to like $300 a month for just
Whoa.
comics. And I didn't buy statues. I didn't buy anything. I just bought comics. And I didn't have a kid. I didn't have a wife. And now I have a house, a wife, a kid, and that's why I went down. So it's not because I love comic less. It's just, it's kind of ridiculous that I would pay that and
Yes,
I
he
have
hates
those
us.
bills. So
You hate us, not the comic.
Yeah,
yes,
yes.
I hate you guys too. But
Thank you.
but that is
Thank you for including us. In your
that's what it is.
I think for me, as far as buying comics, I don't think I've ever subscribed to as many as I do now. But that's a product of me working here, so in my discount and everything. So I don't want to count that as my buying.
Okay.
When I was at my peak, it was during the time between Blackest Night and Brightest Day, when I was getting all the tie-ins, all this. Like that was my peak buying, but that was also my peak. A little bit before that, into that was my peak reading. I would say my reading really started around World War Hulk.
Okay.
I went crazy with all the tie-ins with that. But then Blackest Night went even crazier.
Isn't that funny? Because that's actually like a down period in comics.
But that was right where I started getting back in.
All the tie-ins,
and
Extra War,
and that was one of those things where like that's where I got back into comics around then. So that's when I was really consuming. Like Civil War had ended, I had gotten all the Civil War trades. World War Hulk was happening. I read all the World War Hulk stuff. Then the Skrulls, then Secret Invasion happened. I read all that. And then, I forget what was after Secret Invasion, but that's where it started to go downhill a little bit.
I think that's Fear Itself.
I think Fear Itself after... No, Fear Itself was after the Siege.
Oh, so maybe it's Siege.
It was like Dark Avengers, Siege, it was like,
Yes.
And that's where I started to go back down.
That makes sense.
And then they did Fearless.
Yeah, and then it was like, that's where I started dropping off Marvel, and that's where I picked up DC, because that's where Brightest Day, and like Blackest Night was going up as that was happening, so Blackest Night and Brightest Day happened, but... basically right around the New 52, once I picked out what New 52 books I really wanted, that's where I dropped. Because I went from getting almost everything to, all right, well, I'm just going to get like these 10 books from DC, I'm going to get these like 5 books from Marvel, and I'm going to get The Walking Dead and maybe 1 or 2 other independents. And that's where I kind of capped. Like, I don't think at any point I dropped below 30 between everything, but I stayed right around that 30 level.
That's still pretty high. I don't think I read
Like
that.
there were now it's and then there was always the comics that I got just to collect. Like I may not be reading it, but I'm still getting it because I have to collect them, like Harley and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I guess it was AVX. So that was 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was I was 50 a month. So yeah, maybe more, and then I would download some too that I wanted to.
Would you say you downloaded them legally or illegally?
Definitely legally.
Would you please say that?
Definitely.
How about for you?
Probably my last 2 years of high school into college, I would get not every DC book, but almost. I would get every Batman book, Flash, Green Lantern. Then I would get Captain America, Spider-Man, any teen book, Justice League I would be getting. But then I would also every week get at least 5 to 10 back issues from the back issue bin. Probably every 2 weeks a trade, and then anytime Borders would have a sale, I would go over there. They had like Borders. There's a Toys R Us near us here, and used to be.
Those were places that sold like books.
Yes, books.
Yes, books. Doors.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But they would have like buy two get one free or buy two.
Yes,
get two
I remember
free.
that.
And they would let you then use like a 30%
Yes.
coupon on top of that. So
Yeah,
I
I
would
took
go over there and get a
advantage of
bunch.
that too. Yeah.
I can't even tell you. I would read comics before I went to school.
Yeah.
Like back issues. I would read them after school. I was obsessed with comics back then.
Now, when you say every book, that was about 30 DC books, I think, maybe, right?
There were probably things I didn't get because I didn't get into Legion until later, so I wouldn't get that. But I'd probably get at least 20 DC books, maybe 15 to 20 DC books, and then 5 to 10 Marvel, some independents, just random stuff I'd pick up, back issues.
Yeah.
My dad was always really supportive of my interests.
Chick magnet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if you would have saw me,
This is a pussy train that's never derailing.
Yep.
Boom!
I listened
God,
to
you
the
ever
same Clown
gross
Posse and I
yourself
read
out?
comics, so yep, it never stopped. But yeah, no, that was probably mine. And then it's probably just similar to yours, Chris. I got married. I have a kid now, and I just can't read as much as I used to. And I have other interests as well. So, like we all do.
Nope.
Nope,
With
no.
sexy results.
Yes, I have sexy interests. With sexy.
Honestly, right now, this moment in time is when I'm reading the most of my life, and it's kind of for the opposite
You
reason.
do have a lot of books in front of
I
you.
do.
Yeah.
These are all mine. I lit them all.
All these
Yeah,
copies
all-
the same.
He's rereading
all
these.
of these.
He's rereading all of those.
Yeah.
These 20
This is
issues
good
of JOA.
visual podcasting. Right now I read more than any. I read when I was younger. I read a little bit in high school. It kind of dropped off. I got into other things. Then once I found some of for people I know, my other extracurricular activities, I stopped reading comics altogether. I was busy doing other things.
Let's just say other interests.
Other interests. Very, very, very horrible interests.
Big Pepsi drinker.
Yeah, I love Pepsi, and I really love baking powder.
Baking soda.
Baking
Not
soda.
to get off topic, but
Yeah.
what is in that again? The Coca-Cola Life? It's not sugar.
Cane sugar.
Oh, it is cane sugar.
Ooh. So
Yeah.
you're still in the cane.
And that stevia stuff, I think.
Sure, it was the only Coca-Cola in there.
Yeah, he didn't want to drink Monster.
Yeah. I had one before the podcast. I didn't want to explode. So I got into some other extracurricular stuff that kind of consumed my time. And I stopped reading. And when I came back, I kind of really came back very slowly, and it took off very quickly. Kind of the opposite of reason of the two of you, actually. I'm very lucky to have a person in my life, Aaron, who also, once I started showing an interest in going back to comics, she told me, I'd always wanted to read comics, but I never knew where to start. So I got her into comics, and now she is a big comic book reader.
That makes you read.
Nice.
And yeah, I read. I mean, even though the comics are on her, like she subscribes to them, everything that comes through our door, I read. Her books and my books.
That's cool. Yeah.
And so I don't know how much I spend a week. It's a decent amount a week, I would think. I'm probably spending around $350 to $400 a month right now. I think probably $300 on it to be conservative.
Yeah.
But also, and if you guys don't mind me getting personal, what I always found too is when I got out of those other extracurricular activities into a job that produced a lot of stress, comic books became a really great tool for me to cope with my anxiety. It became, which I struggle with. It became a way for me to get out of my own head, visually get into another
definitely.
world. Yeah. So it became a really important part of my life as far as my coping skills went. So they've just kind of grown. I'm sure when I get in a situation where I have a
newer
kid,
obsession.
huh?
A newer obsession.
Yeah, I'm not going to get arrested for this one.
Well, you might.
I might.
You would, right? Some of these books are.
I guess if you watch,
What?
if you read
You
the
can't read certain, like,
sex book
literary
there
material
in
in a
a
lot of, like,
children's portion
some
of the
other
library or
countries.
something.
Very few.
Okay. No, but it's been.
I wasn't accusing you of having child pornography.
I plead the fifth, and which, by the way, that's the appropriate way to use that. Never mind. I hate when people say, "I plead the fifth." No, you only plead the fifth when you don't want to incriminate yourself of a crime, you moron.
Yeah, so essentially, by saying that, you are kind of incriminating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, it's become a big important part of my life and for my mental health, and a big part of our relationship has been about comics. I
That's
can't tell you
awesome.
how much time we spend debating comics and having questions like these. I remember the one time we were driving, we had a whole conversation about if anybody reads. Oh my god, I just blanked on the name of the book. Oh shit, she's gonna yell at me when I get home.
What's it about?
Give me a sec. Give me a sec.
Is it about sex?
No.
Oh.
Oh my god, we get it in trade too.
Is it about
Saga?
paper girls?
No, it's not Saga. I remember Saga. It is an image book.
Is it an independent book?
Yeah, it's an image book. Come on, help me out, guys.
What is it about? Give us some help.
No, the pop stars.
Wicked and Divine.
Thank you.
Oh.
We're getting divine.
Nice.
We've had huge conversations about.
Good book.
It is a great book. I just read it in trade. I haven't read it in a while.
Our dearly departed hijacker loved that book too.
Dearly Departed makes her sound like she's dead.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
You
the no longer on the podcast hijacker.
That is the third time you have said that about someone on the show.
Oh yeah, dearly departed, worthless. Yeah.
No, but we had a big conversation about like, okay, what pop stars that actually exist would be gods in that book, and that's a fun debate. One that
well,
should've been a
Beyonce's
question.
got to be something.
Katy Perry.
I said Amy Winehouse would be Morgan.
Yeah.
Bowie
I could
is
see
still
Katy
alive.
Perry being Tara.
Kanye West would be Ball.
Mhm.
Yeah. You could have David Bowie. You could have all. These are the fun conversations I've had. So yeah, right now I spend way too much money on comics. And I'm okay with
Beyonce
that.
would be whoever is fiercest.
Baphomet.
How can I convince you to never do that again?
This
Yeah, that. For all the listeners, can you keep doing that?
like a little bobblehead.
Yeah. But yeah, so right now, and honestly, I was going through previews before you guys got here, and it turns out it's going to get bigger. So
Nice.
Yeah, we were talking about because I guess we'll do previews either next week.
yeah,
Yeah.
Don't
Just
get
quick
that
knockout.
Fraction book. Not Fraction. Don't get the Hickman book.
I'm not
It's
going to.
straight.
I'm not going to.
I
Also, we also should
I'm gonna
acknowledge.
get it.
Don't do it. Don't do it, sir.
You'll barely
It's
ever get
never
it. It
gonna
doesn't
You
matter.
know I'm getting
it. Doesn't
it.
matter.
You know I'm getting it.
We'll get there next week. Also,
know
we
I'm
should also
getting
add that if you're into independent books, like I very much am, especially a lot of weird topics, this is the best time for these. They are getting so much better teams, so many better writers, so many better concepts. They're getting greenlit. This is an awesome time for independent books.
And like, if something seems cool, just get it because like so many independent books just kind of
Is-
like just get lost. In
Yeah.
all the,
Is this
Yes,
the preview that
do
has
not
curse
wait for
words
the
in it?
trade for independence.
That's
Curse words?
I don't know.
Okay, because that's the one I'm really looking forward to.
Which book?
Curse words.
Oh, that's the name of the book. I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
that.
that's the new Charles Soule book.
Is it about
Oh,
words
really?
that are cursed?
Yeah, it's. I'll explain it off air.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah,
Black
so,
Hammer's great.
Yeah,
too.
look like it.
Yeah.
It's actually this is a
Black
medium.
Monday Murders. John Lenny.
Pretty good.
That was awesome.
That was great. This is actually a medium I've recommended to people with anxiety.
Oh, well, I, as long as we're getting serious,
Yeah.
I had a therapist for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm currently not going, but yeah, but it's because I'm on medication
Okay.
and I dealt with many things.
Yeah.
But this is a very good thing to help with social anxiety.
Excellent.
And I've always had social anxiety.
Yeah.
So I was always grew up very quiet, and I was always worried about every word I would say.
Mm.
And when I go into a store like this one, it's very friendly.
Oh, yeah.
People don't say, actually, Black Goliath is not dead, but, and then they're wrong,
I would
but you can't
immediately
correct
just
them,
sort of,
and, but
If I said something, someone was like, "I'm actually," I'd be like,
Yeah. See ya.
it's like instead of mansplaining, it's comic-splaining, I guess.
I will say I'm guilty of doing it in one scenario, and that is when people try to give really, really bad information about who Harley Quinn is.
Oh,
Would
yeah.
you do it with attitude like he was doing, like fake attitude?
No, but I'll be
that's
like,
fine.
but I will say, like, I will say, actually, it's more this, but I can see where you get that. Like,
Yeah,
I'll say
that's-
something like that,
I don't think.
I mean, if they've only ever seen one movie,
yeah, and that's just like it looks
So
like this, but this
maybe
this
like-
is the way it
you
normally
can almost
is.
say like, "May I suggest
Yeah.
this
People
book
working.
or something?"
Yeah.
And I
May
think-
I suggest Mad Love?
I think that's part of
Or
what keeps
whatever.
people in the
Yeah.
hobby too. Is people that read comics. I know they get you read comic book guy on, and there are absolutely people like
Yeah.
that read comics. Like, it's like, well, shut
Excuse
the fuck
me,
up.
I believe I had a moose.
Overwhelmingly, people that read
Yeah.
comics,
Yeah.
when you get them together, they're awesome to talk to.
Yeah.
It's you have
They're
awesome,
excited.
yeah,
Except
they're
Strike
passionate,
Master.
except for Strike Master.
Oh yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah, but they're very passionate and all that. Like if you go to any big con, I remember when we went to New York City Comic Con, I'd stand in line and to meet people and all that, and just You could just, I don't know you, and I'll have an hour-long conversation with you, while we're waiting to see this artist about just that book.
Mhm.
It is an awesome social circle to be in. It's really cool. I love it.
One of my favorite memories was talking with Lee Weeks, and I have nothing in common with Lee Weeks.
Yeah.
And it was great. We talked for an hour.
Yeah.
And then, like I said before in a podcast, I didn't buy shit from him.
Yeah. Well,
Which now I know is bad etiquette, but I didn't realize that at the time. But it was awesome.
yeah.
So yeah,
I probably do need to trim that
comics
down.
are great.
But if you like what you're reading,
Yeah,
if there's
probably.
books you're reading, we talked about in the show. If there's books you're reading, and when you read it, you're like, ugh, I guess I'll just keep reading it. Like,
If
stuff
there's
like
a
that.
book you instantly put on the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
Do you
Get
want to
rid
know
of
what
that
book
book.
just got cut because of that? Wonder Woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Now,
Both.
which story?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Both.
I was talking with Kyle off air that I like.
That's Kyle.
Yes. I like.
We're all confused.
I like the year one storyline. I don't like the modern
Yeah,
Cheetah
I'm-
storyline.
I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's not that they're bad. It's not that the year one. It's not that it's bad. It's just that
It's not good.
No, it's okay. But because I do have such a large pull list, it's
Yeah.
only okay for me. Like if you know what I mean. Like and
Yeah, that's
other people love it.
couple-
Don't let me stop you from loving it. Love it.
I don't
But
love
for me,
it.
it's only
I like
okay.
it, but,
There's a couple things that got cut from me just because I'm like, I would get them and I would do that. I would put them on the bottom of the pile. And I'm
That's my
like,
cut.
and I realized that I have not read this book in 6 months.
Yep.
That reminds me, I need to take
And-
Justice League off my pull. It is
Yep.
awful.
Yes. it
Yeah,
has.
there's a lot of books I'm just like, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. Because I get them, I put them away, and I'm like, oh, I'll get to them. And I never get to them.
Deadpool's getting close too.
Batman's getting close for me. Justice League is there for me.
Batman.
Yeah, I just don't read it.
Yeah.
I get Batman because I feel guilty not getting Batman.
Yeah.
That is not a reason
Well,
to get a book.
I know, but in my mind, from the collector aspect,
no,
I've been
I know.
getting Batman for so long. I feel bad not like I actually removed Batman from my pull for 2 months, and I actually had to go back and get those issues because I put it back
I
on.
have to admit,
Wow.
when Grant Morrison was writing, I got
'Cause-
annoyed because it was so late.
Yeah,
took
I
it off.
dropped it right after 0 Year. I'm like, I'm done, and then that's where
Well, I don't blame you for that.
but that's where the whole like the last run there happened with the Joker, and I'm
Which
like,
was great.
shit.
Yeah.
I like
Endgame.
Zero
That's
Year,
where Endgame happened. Like, shit.
except for the fact that they
I
told
have,
Zero
yeah.
Year in 13 issues, I think,
Oh.
instead
Yeah,
of 6.
it took over a year.
Oh.
Yeah, and it could have been done in 6.
Exactly.
At
Yeah.
12,
Yeah.
13 issues, that's $5 an issue minimum.
And that's
Well,
the thing.
there was one that was 7.
As I said, $5 an issue minimum.
Oh yeah.
But if you read that series in trade, it's great.
Yeah, but when you read that in issue to issue,
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, and then it was followed by probably the
Endgame,
best one
yeah.
since Court of Owls.
Yeah.
Endgame.
So yeah, Endgame. Yeah.
Love that. All right. Oh,
your question.
yeah. All right. That's my question.
Query me this.
All right.
Wait,
When will I be happy again? No, I want that question
Never.
answered. Never.
Right now, my friend.
read Norman. It's
Oh.
now an ongoing comic.
Yeah.
All right. So my question is, if you could
It's a
live
good book.
in any comic book universe of your choice, what universe would you live in? And I should specify this. This includes not just Marvel, but let's say the Ultimate Marvel universe, and this also includes the Saga universe, or Low, or East of West, or any comic book universe. Any comic book universe. What universe would you like to live in, and why?
Batman 66, because it doesn't get any better for a white man.
I did not know. Hold on. We just
Read?
learned something really valuable, and that is that Kyle can read minds. No.
No.
No, it does get better.
I'll go. I think I figured it out.
Okay.
Because you get the. I would want to do a superhero one. So, but you don't want anything too dark. Like you don't want to live in Gotham City or
No,
Batman.
no.
I would go with when it was a separate universe, the Fawcett universe. So you get the happy-go-lucky
Oh.
Captain Marvel superhero, and
Mhm.
people have superpowers. But then you also get like there's some cheesiness in there, so it's relatively safe. It's like a 1950s sitcom, but with superheroes.
Oh,
and, it can
gee.
get dark at times.
It's
Not
like,
70s.
gee whiz.
Oh yeah. I thought
You know,
said
kind of
Archie.
like a.
The big red cheese. I think that would
is.
just because I'm.
I would say Doc Savage. Like, it's not that, like, you get the smartest fucking guy in the world, like, you know,
technology would
battling stuff for you. And as a joke one, Nailbiter and just don't live in Buckaroo.
So just
Live
a
anywhere
normal
but
life.
Buckaroo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's about it, you know. But I think if you look in the Doc Savage kind of, you know, like, guy's just killing it for you, and he's just knocking it out, you know.
Yeah,
Just
it's got a utopia building there.
I don't have an answer for my own question yet, by the way.
wow.
That's all right.
Because we all know which answer I'm wanting.
Saga?
Yeah.
But of course, that would be a terrible world to live
Exactly.
in.
I know.
That'd be terrible.
I know. That's why I'm not
Terrible.
saying it. I know. I just love that book so much.
Say like I'm like,
I can't wait till it comes back.
No.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's a toughie.
Maybe the Astro City universe too. Again, you get like all the superheroes, but it's there's
But
aspects that are
A nice, normal,
right.
yeah,
Nothing
kind of,
overly,
you know, and it's, other than, I think, one arc, it's kind of been, I would call it shiny, you know,
Yeah.
like, nice.
And the stuff with the Hangman, I guess. Too. But you gotta have that.
Yeah. Now, East of West, I would never want to
No.
approach
No.
that. Never.
Well, depending on
Or Lazarus.
what country you're in.
That's true, yeah, if you're not in the U.S., yeah. Maybe
The
maybe you're just in
Confederacy?
Europe or something.
The Confederacy, probably not. The United States, probably not.
Well, the Indian Territory, maybe.
But the Indian
Yeah.
Territory, maybe. And then what's the African nation?
Yeah, I can't think
That
of
one's pretty well off. That's a pretty
Yeah.
good one.
Although that's a royal family, so
Yeah.
who knows
Yeah.
the...
And the House
Oh.
of Mao, I don't think I
but
want
you
to
have
live
be part
there.
of the royal family to live there. Wow.
No, it's a whole nation. They have their own nation.
Yeah, but they might have slaves, or they might
Gotcha.
have...
Yeah, they didn't
you
really
know,
specify in that. That's true.
Yeah.
I do know that's like the wealthiest besides the Endless Nation in that book. Yeah, it's a tough one.
Good question.
Yeah, thank you. I just wish I had a fucking answer for it.
I would definitely not want to live in the Marvel Universe.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Unless
Your
Your
insurance would be
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like...
Yeah,
Woo!
bananas.
You
No,
always
not
be
if you
like-
lived in like Utah.
That's true. Just don't live in New
That's true.
York.
Just
But then-
don't live in the major cities.
But then
New
you
York,
live in
San
Utah.
Francisco.
Yeah.
You don't want to live in LA, I guess.
It kind of
You
makes
live in
like this
Texas.
area look like a metropolitan area.
You can live
I
in
don't know.
Texas, just don't live in Oklahoma.
Although, Scarlet Spider. There you go. Texas.
That's town.
Ah, you dick. This is an obscure book though. I kind of the little town in Limbo from Image. It was set in New Orleans. Yeah, it's a very John Constantine-ish book, but it very much has. It was a town that was very much set in that old Cajun way, but it had like the jazz and the masks and that very much that feel that I think is really great. I would love to live kind of in that era. I am a big fan of jazz clubs and all that stuff, because I'm fucking cultured. Like you bastards. But no, I remember reading that book and just the town, the way the town is portrayed with all the color palette and the people that lived in it and the jazz musicians and all. Oh, I'd love to live there. That'd be great. And you have that weird supernatural stuff that creeps in around the edges every once in a
It's
while.
called Limbo.
Limbo. Yeah, it's a weird book. If you, I can get,
I never
it's
heard of
only
that one.
It's
Yeah.
it's a small miniseries. I'll pull it out for you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. But yeah, I think that would be a cool universe to live in, where there's just that. There's no superheroes or anything like that, but there's that old Cajun supernatural. Yeah, yeah. I think that'd be really cool.
I think
man.
is what you meant.
That's exactly what I meant. Also, Batman '66 because
No time better for a white man.
I just didn't want to be the one to say it. Anybody want to live in the Watchmen universe?
No.
No? What? Why?
70s kind of sucked.
Yeah. Trying to think, what would be some other good universe? It's tough to really. Oh, Rick and Morty.
Adventure Time. No.
Adventure Time. Yeah.
Dystopian future. Well, you could eat anybody.
How about I Hate Fairyland?
I was thinking about that
Were
one.
you too?
I think I thought of one a little better, at
Are we
least
all-
for me.
Are we all like trapped in like child's bodies
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
No.
I'd do it.
My actual
You're trapped in an adult body now. How's that going?
Not good.
There you go.
my actual answer is Sin City.
I was thinking of that, but I was like, I don't know.
Because think about it, like,
Not in
I'm
Sin
just,
City, somewhere else in the world.
but no, like, I'm just a normal person. And Sim City,
still-
like, I would just go about my day, but knowing that there was a place like Old Town or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just random shit like that.
Ooh, let me go to the deli.
Like
today.
really, unless you're like really nuts, it's like a regular. It's a
It's
normal.
essentially New York City.
It's New York City.
It's New York City. You can just go live in New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like,
what
I was
Kyle's
thinking
really
that- I
saying
was
is he's
thinking
moving
about
to New York City.
Like I was thinking about that because I'm like I don't want to, like I said, I don't really want to
Well,
live
I mean,
in. There's not really anywhere in the DC universe where I'm like, oh, I gotta live there. There's not really like I've
Star
thought
City?
even still
Coastal?
eh.
Coastal City? I went Coastal
That's
City.
something I would think coastal.
Coastal City
That
would
could
be
be
alright.
okay.
Yeah.
But I don't. Other than that, cities kind of suck in DC.
So I went with Fawcett, man. You get the whole. It's like
No,
Happy
that
Days.
was a great answer. You win.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. He won. I was keeping points. You won.
Points.
Points.
Points. No, so I'm going to stick with Limbo because I think it's a weird answer, and I think it'd be cool. And I also want people to now buy that book. As if it's going to continue. It won't. It's been discontinued for like 6 months. Anybody want to live in the Birthright universe?
The other thing was the other one thing was the Star Wars universe.
Shit!
Oh, yeah.
I
Holy
mean, who would
shit!
want to live in Star Wars?
Depends
Well,
on.
all right, hold on. That has the same
the
drawbacks
era,
as
right?
Saga.
Depends, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, again, I'm a normal dude. I just hope that I would become.
Yeah, but a
I
lot of
would get
normal
forced
people's
to-
planets got destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as I'm not in Alderaan.
There are a lot of planets, though. The odds are still in your favor.
There are a lot of
Right, but
planets.
in the new one, doesn't he destroy like 9 planets at once at one point?
Yes, he
Yeah.
does destroy a whole system.
Yeah,
But still, there's a lot of planets.
there's a lot.
Luck of the
There's
draw.
a big chance there.
I think it would definitely. depend
You're
on the
rolling
era.
them bones, basically.
But like, you have
You're
the
just-
Star Wars universe, you have the Star Trek universe.
Fuck the Star Trek universe.
You still have the
What?
Yeah. I just did it because I knew it would piss you off. No, I think if I was going to go with Star Wars, I'd rather Saga, because in Saga, I can grow a tree that'll become a spaceship, and fucking yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm the lazy man. I'm not going to build this shit. I'm just going to wait for it to grow in my backyard.
Marco's mom is
So
hot.
it's like
Yeah.
Oh, you know she's a freak.
Oh, yeah.
She likes writers.
She does like writers.
Oh yeah.
Especially that one-eyed kind of.
Yeah.
oh!
Cycloptic.
Oh! Penis
Nice.
joke. Alright, that was it for my question. Alright, we're done.
All right.
That felt like a good transition.
Wow.
Alright.
Smooth.
Don't forget.
Rocket fuel malt liquor.
Oh, wait, are we done? Okay, we're done.
No, I didn't know if you were serious. What else? Does anyone have anything to say about stuff? Chris, what was your answer?
I don't think you did answer. Hey,
What was the
Chris,
question?
Where you want to live?
what universe do you want to live in?
I thought I said that. I
don't
said,
think you did.
whatever the hell I said.
He definitely
Well,
did.
you didn't answer. You piece of garbage.
I thought I did answer,
I
but
thought-
I don't
I thought-
remember now.
I thought you did.
I gave 2 answers. You're thinking that a different Chris gave 2 answers.
Very common mistake.
True.
You rattle
Well, no,
off.
yeah,
You rattle
I-
off a lot of places you didn't want to live.
I-
Yeah, you're
I
narrowing it
jokingly
down.
You
said
reverse answered the question.
nail biter and just don't live Buckaroo. But yeah.
Oh, that is what you said. So,
That's
yeah,
not really an answer.
yeah, that's a bullcrap answer.
That's like saying, like, what's 100 plus 100? And you're like, well, it's not 400.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that didn't answer the question.
Exactly. Oh, you're not counting that. Oh, okay.
No. Do you want to live in the Spawn universe? Oh, I'm just trying to help.
I guess
Violated.
I would just say,
Yeah, it's a toughie.
But you got your Marvel. You got your generic Marvel universe. You got your 616.
What about Animosity's universe?
You got the Twilight Zone.
You got the Valiant universe. The Twilight Zone. That's a difficult one because like every story is essentially like a separate universe.
Yeah, right.
let's
You
go
get-
with
you-
spread.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I live dangerously.
You're not spread immune.
I live
Chew would have
dangerously.
been alright.
Yeah. She would have been an interesting one.
It's coming up.
You
It's
don't want to live
ending.
with Huck?
Oh. How many
True.
years
Honest to
is
God, I
60.
thought about it.
I was like 4 kids walk into a bank.
Yeah, but there's nothing really weird about that universe.
Mhm.
I would want to live in Huck's town.
Renato Jones.
Renato Jones, yeah. No, I don't want to live in Huck's town.
Just
I just want to hang out with Huck.
Yeah,
That's
just
it.
get tasks done for you randomly.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to live in the Walking Dead universe.
What?
No,
Crazy.
surprisingly not. No.
All right, that's.
Did you want to say anything about that you're potentially going to review? You or Chris want to talk about any of your books? Or?
Yeah. If you haven't read Watchmen by this point, then you don't like comics.
I will just say that I did read the trade Negative Space, written by Ryan Lindsay, art by Owen Gianni. And Owen Gianni did the color work on Manifest Destiny.
I just want to point out that that guy has a girl's name for his last
His
name.
artwork is great. And really good book, really fun, and just really worth your time. So if you want to get this book, it's basically about this alien race that comes to the U.S. and feeds off of emotions. So
And it's Dark Horse, you said?
Dark Horse.
Support
Dark Horse
that.
Comics.
30 years this year, guys.
Yeah, really cool. Mike Richardson.
In fact, there was a humble bundle that I paid. It was really cheap, and it was a lot of Mike Richardson stuff. A lot of early
that's
Dark Horse, like The Mask.
And it's not like he's doing like a vanity project. He's a pretty good writer.
He is,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Surprisingly. Not that I'm surprised he's
Oh!
No. But like a lot of times, but like no
Shots
offense to the man,
fired.
I don't think that the few times I've tried to read Savage Dragon, I don't find Eric Larson to be a very gifted writer.
Whoa.
I'm sure he's a great guy.
I mean, if you've read
He's a scumbag.
If you read Savage Dragon, yeah, he sucks. So, but the art's good. I think the art's pretty good.
yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I just from a writing aspect. Like if Richardson seems to actually have a passion.
It's an
for
interesting
comic books.
concept that he goes month to month normal time, but it also makes it's a very tough thing that he made for himself.
Because it makes it very
I
hard
think
to
it's
get
a
into.
detriment.
Just for fun, I thought of another answer. If I could live in the Mortal Kombat universe, which means that every once in a while, there's just this secret island.
There's a tournament.
That yeah. Have you guys ever seen the Mortal Kombat the first movie?
Yeah.
Okay, this is why. Because apparently that this isn't that big of a secret. Rewatch that movie and look at the fans in the stand. They just look like your dad. They do.
You got regular guys.
Yeah. Go ahead and watch them. You can tell, like, if one guy just kind of freezes, you can tell it was an extra. It's like, where's Carl? Oh, fuck, he's on the set. Carl, don't move. Just don't move, man. Like, you watch that movie.
Just yell Goro.
I don't want to be one of the fighters. I want to be that guy who's like, hey, Chris, what are you doing this weekend?
I don't
Well,
have any plans.
That's good. I've got these tickets, all right? We're going to go to this secret... We're going to get on a plane. We're going to go to this
This
island.
sounds
I
legit.
don't know where it is,
Wow.
okay? It's this big secret tournament. And in the
Sick.
movie, what was the guy's name? He was a big actor, too. He was like
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage is going to be there.
Oh my god! I
Yeah,
love
right?
These movies.
Right, in this big 8-arm thing. It's going to be great.
Goro. Wait,
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
think
So,
it's electronic, or what do you mean?
Forearm.
we don't even
Yeah.
know. It's a big secret tournament, man. I mean...
It's like
unless-
this big fighting combat. Like I know
Yeah.
you're into like combat sports, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. And just that's the only thing that like is weird about that universe is there's
It's
every
like,
once in a
it's
while,
like you're looking for the
Yahoo
crowd to see
Dads
Eric
go
with a
to this
beer.
huge tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The undercard has Phil Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets demolished.
2 minutes 14 seconds.
CM Punk gets his arms and legs ripped off by the forearm together.
But yeah, I just think that's such a weird thing about that universe. It's just every once in a while for no fucking. And by the way, in that movie they make it like this: whoever wins this is going to be a star. Whoever wins this secret tournament that nobody knows about is going to be the star. What? I want to be in that universe.
They could have just simplified it and made it just like a tournament movie.
Yeah.
Trying to add more of a story to it.
No.
is-
But watch that movie again. Look at the fans in the stand. Some of them are just like show. You know what I mean?
Like, hey, do you want to be in a movie?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Not all of them. There are people there that are dressed up, but every once in a while you see a guy in the stand. It's just like that guy's just wearing khakis. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. All right.
I think he just came from golf.
Yeah. He didn't even know where he was going. It's my friend's bachelor party. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So to end on that not so great joke.
I was
Let's go
all,
to the cigar bar, guys.
I was all set to. We couldn't even finish 18 holes because some guy froze the back nine.
I can't even give people the finger.
Use
with
your
this
other
hand.
hand, dumbass.
I know, but this is my finger flipping hand.
Why in this universe do people rather be golfing than watch like a guy with ice powers fight firepower?
Well, I was gonna shoot 18. You know what I mean?
We shoot 18 holes, but I mean, come on.
We booked Pebble Beach like 3 years ago, man.
Why are we on this?
I didn't bring my parka. I don't want to see Sub-Zero.
Yeah, right.
It's a little chilly in here, guys.
Actually,
Hey, you, get over here.
If you'd like to comment on that joke,
slightly toasty.
in here. If you'd like to comment on that joke or any of the other very well told jokes tonight, you can like us on Facebook on facebook.com/HalaHeroes. Follow us on Twitter at SatMorningComics. I'm Corn Operator Chris.
I'm Detective Macaroni.
I'm in awe.
No, that's not your name. You screwed up the whole show.
Thanks for listening and thanks for stopping by.
Love you.
Toasty.